What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. International.
And your girl pushing P bullies. You know what it is.
And we got somebody very special here for y'all today. The man, the myth, the living legend, my guy.
Mike Diego, y'all know what time it is. The wave is here, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clap it up one time for my guy, man. Mr. Wavemaker himself. Mike Diego is in the building, y'all. All the way from DIEGO, man. We got something real special for y'all today. So, look, check this out, man. We just gonna kick it off like this, man. Explain to us the name. Mike Diego, Wavemaker. Give us that rundown.
Man, I break this down. The name Mike Diego, a lot of people know my real name, government name, Michael Huff. But Mike Diego, coming into the game, one of my mentors, he told me something. He said, man, the dog game is a lot like the street game. And I was like, what you mean by that? He was like, don't try to take over the world. You know what I'm saying? Just start one block at a time. And when he told me that, I was like, damn. His name was Joe Cali. You know, so he was like, look, I just built up a reputation. So when people say Cali, they say Joe. Name association. So I said, well, I guess I'm Mike Diego. You know what I mean? I'm out there in San Diego. So name association, what you associate yourself with, man, is major key. A lot of people don't think about that, but you say Brilliant. San Diego, Mike Diego gonna follow.
It's gonna pop up, right? Because originally you're not from the West Coast, right?
That's right. Originally I'm from New Jersey. I'm a Jersey boy.
Yeah, big shout out to New Jersey, the East Coast, baby.
Like my boy Buck say, he said, man, you a Jersey boy. He said Jersey bred, Cali fed.
Yeah, that's right. For sure. I love it.
How long have
man.
you been in California?
I've been in California for about almost 20 years now.
Okay.
Almost 20 years now.
And you were mainly in DIEGO?
Yeah, so whole time in DIEGO. Yeah, I ain't been
What
nowhere
made you
outside
want to
of
make
there.
that move? That's a huge move, going from Jersey to San Diego.
Yeah, it is a huge move. So I was in the military, so that's where that move really came from. I was in the Navy, serving with the Marines. So once I came out here, did a couple tours in Iraq, you know, on the front lines, doing all that stuff. And ended up transitioning out here. Had a nice church home, you know, a super solid pastor that was mentoring me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and stay out here and try to make this work.
Man, hey, big shout out for your service, man. You know what I'm saying? Like what you do for our country to allow us to be in this position right here. What you've done, man, just take our hats off to you and thank you. Thank you for your service.
Salute.
Absolutely. So coming from Jersey, you're out here in Cali, fresh out of the military. You start your family, or your family's already with you.
Yeah. I love the question, love the lead question.
Right,
so
right.
you know what I'm saying, fresh out the military, what I'm gonna do. A lot of people don't know by trade, I'm a nurse. That's what I do. That's what I'm licensed to do. I'm a licensed nurse. And you know, my profession.
What kind of nurse?
My specialty is orthopedics, podiatry, spine. That's in primary care.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of my specialty stuff. You know, so transitioned out, started working as a nurse, and wrapped up my degrees, associate's degree in healthcare administration, bachelor's in health administration, and my master's degree in business. Wrapped that up and went into leadership. You know, so manage a medical office facility at a major healthcare organization out here in California.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. So tell us a little bit about the supporting cast, man. Give us a rundown.
Man, the supporting cast, man, I always say, man, ain't no wave without the wind. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have no wave without the wind. So the wind behind my wave, man, it's the immediate family. You know, big ups to my wife. You know what I'm saying? That's number one
wife
supporter,
who's sitting
man.
over here too.
Number one supporter, man. So big ups to her. She's a lot of the logistical things that keeps me in a creative mindset to stay wavy. And then my youngest daughter, she's real active. You know, she just getting ready to drop her first book called "What's Color Have to Do with It." So she's 13, so she's gonna be dropping a book before she's 14, and it's a book about two sisters who argue with each other, and they're arguing about whose dog looked better because social media told them the lilac one looks better than the chocolate one. So the sisters kind of go back and forth. but then the parents teach them it's not about the color, it's about the love your dog gives. So,
Right.
You know, so some
correlates.
stories in there, you know, that
Right.
we need for the kids in the bully community. And then my oldest, you know, she's in college right now. She's studying pre-med. She's thinking she want to be a veterinarian, so we shall see.
Oh,
with that.
let's go.
Yeah, we shall see.
Okay.
So
For sure.
big ups to her because she published her first book. She was 17, you know.
Nice.
Girl Dad. So that book is definitely available on Amazon. Check it out, Girl Dad. You know,
Right.
she published. I was real proud of her, and it's a story like about me and her. You know, keeping your kids active with the dogs and in the ring, and what it feels like to lose. You know, we don't teach kids that all the time. We want them to win so bad, but what it feels like to lose. So big ups to her on doing that, and yeah, man, she's my photographer too. So all the dogs that you see in my yard shot, she's been shooting since she was 9. So
Wow, it's like everything.
Yeah, it's a
you know
whole
what I'm
family
saying?
affair
The
going
whole
on
family
over
affair.
there.
Every base is covered, first, second, third, and home base. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hit at all angles,
that's
man.
good.
That's just very inspiring, man. Truly blessed to have you here in our presence. You know what I mean? Going down. So, you know what I want to know is where did the name Wavemaker come from? Tell me about that, man.
yo, I'm a really break this down because
Break it
nobody.
down. Come
This
on,
is
knock that
exclusive.
shit down.
Burn, burn,
Yeah.
burn, burn.
Yeah,
Exclusive.
bust the
You know what I
horn,
mean?
P.
Drop the horns on them or something.
Yeah, drop
you
the
know, because
horns
I'm
on one
like,
time,
this
P.
is exclusive right here. Yeah, straight like that.
Boy, we going up.
So look. I'm glad that you see I got excited with that question
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know that came from. It was like maybe about 5 years ago. You know, I seen a lot of copycat stuff out there. You know, monkey see, monkey do, and I was like, man, I just started saying, yo, make your own wave, man. Be a wave maker. Like, make your own wave. Make your own wave. And then George show came up. It was one of the Bully Expo shows.
Okay.
And we pulled up. Salute to my guy, Daylight. Day was me. It was Daylight. It was Otis. And I said, man, we got to make waves. And we just started talking about being, you know, wave makers that day.
Yeah.
And then we was like, yo, we want all the smoke. We want all the smoke.
Let's go.
We got the dogs. We hopped on every single table. It was crazy. We put our dogs next to all the big dogs, and then that's where we said, if he dies, he dies. You know, we was
Oh my
we was
God,
out
that
there
was
just letting
so
people know,
epic.
like, look, I might not have the hardest dog.
Yeah.
And if he dies, at least he dies on the battlefield because that's an honorable
Right.
death. I'd rather stack my dog next to a hitter and know that the hitter took him out than not stack my dog and be talking from the internet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where that wave maker mentality started right there. And then, you know, my wife, we was at a hotel and she looked at me. She was like, man, you should do something with that.
Right.
And I just looked at her like, you know, what? You know what?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
That win. That win behind the cell, baby.
And she was just like, nah, you've been saying it a lot. So boom, I just slept on it, prayed about it. I woke up and I had everything it just came to me. It was like, look, Wavemakers is a motivational platform inspiring
Let's
people
go.
to be the best version of themselves they designed to be. The waves is about the ups, the downs, coming back up and coming back down, and the frequencies of different waves for different people to be able to comprehend stuff.
Yeah.
So I just sat that out. The book came to me, and I published my first book, Wavemakers, you know, which is about stop procrastinating and making it happen. But
Yeah.
we're talking about real stuff that, you know, you procrastinate about in life, you know,
Right.
whether it's beef with your best friend
Right.
or struggling in marriage, something you don't want to take care of, you know, all that stuff is in there. You know what I'm saying? How to
Yeah.
get rid of haters, the culture vultures,
So
everything.
that was your first book that you published, The Wavemaker?
Yep.
Where can we find that at?
Wavemakers is on Bookshop. So if you click the link, if you go to my page, it's going to be in my link tree. So it'll take you right there to get that.
I
Okay.
bet, yeah.
Oh, and for
sure.
those who don't know your page, because your page was recently taken, can you let them know where to find you now?
Yeah, my page was taken down at 25,000 followers, organic followers at that, man. Really put in the pain. And big ups to everybody that followed me. And my new page is STB _ Mike Diego 1, the number 1. So y'all can follow me on there.
That's crazy, P, that you brought that up, right? Like a lot of people's pages have been getting taken recently. So now we got somebody here that's majorly
Right.
influencing the game, and it just recently happened to him. We all know his character. We all know how he get down, what he's about. And for y'all that didn't know, he just told y'all firsthand. But like, why did they take your page? What was the response? Like, tell us that little rundown. What happened?
Yeah. So truth be told, you know what I'm saying, my page got taken down from what they shared was because it was a breeding. They said I was a breeder and breeding, and that's a red flag on Instagram and Facebook. So if anybody's posting anything about breeding dogs or doing a breeding or anything along those lines, they coming to take your page down. Those questions asked.
That's crazy though, because that's a a platform to promote, right? Like that's a business platform. You know, they have a business link on there where you can link your page for business.
Well, I think what it has a lot to do with a lot of like the animal rights and how some people, because some of us, just because we're a breeder doesn't necessarily mean that a lot of us are doing ethical things. So I think that's what it has to do more so with making sure we're not running puppy mills and, you know, all kinds of crazy things. I think that's what it has
But how
to
do they determine that, right? By something that you say?
Unfortunately. And it seems like I see that
this what it is, you know. When your following gets so big or gets bigger, then multiple people are sharing your stuff.
Right.
So your visibility gets a lot more. So if I got 100 followers, nobody's really sharing my stuff, then that's not that many people seeing it. Now, when you got your 30, 50, 60,000 followers and you got, 20,000 of them sharing your stuff, now your reach is out there. And a lot of times people pages get taken down because somebody's just mad at them.
Yeah,
and that's just a real answer. You know what I'm saying? You got your somebody said I was a breeder. I posted something and it offended somebody that don't even breed our dogs. Right. And then you got somebody that's like, you know what? In order for me to get back at this person, I'm gonna report them and get their page deleted. And that's a coward move
crazy.
Too, man.
Like,
I'm gonna say that's a coward move right there.
Guilty without even, you know what I'm saying? No trial. You're guilty. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a coward. That's a coward. That's a coward move
anything.
Right there.
If you did it once, you can do it twice and even come back even stronger. So in reality, you guys aren't stopping anything.
Yeah, man. For all y'all out there reporting pages and doing all that hater stuff, man, come on, man. Stop with the nonsense, man. We out here doing something great. You know what I mean? Stop with the nonsense. That shit is BS, man. I'm doing something great for the community, for the world, man. Setting waves, man. That's what's up, bro.
I think especially for you too, because I don't think we've had any guest that has not mentioned your name.
Everyone.
I think every single
that's what's up.
Every interview they've name dropped you.
Well, that's what's up, man. Big ups to everybody that been on here, man, and big ups to the whole, Exotic Network, because what y'all doing right now is legendary, because y'all got a different spin to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what being a wave maker about. Right. When I can watch these at work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
I can watch these at home when I'm in the bed. It got that feel where it's like, you know what? Let me turn this on while I'm on break. Let me turn this on and see what's going on. So I got to big y'all up, because that's dope.
Appreciate
how y'all putting on for the culture.
Appreciate you, family. So now spinning into that, right? Because your hat, it says Wave Maker, and then we got Marathon Wave. So now you got to give us the insight on that, man.
I need
the
shoes.
whole
he got
skinny,
Wavemaker
man.
shoes, and he
give
got a lot
me
going
the whole
on.
skinny on the Wavemaker Marathon joint, the collab.
Hey, big ups to Marathon Bullies, man. Big ups to my guys over there, GB, Tevin, Fresh, Siberia, all of them, man. They deep, man.
It's a lot of them, yeah.
It's a lot of them boys over there. So big ups to them, man. And big ups to my guy, Big Boo. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Big Boo. You know what I'm saying? That's my OG, man. That was my OG, you know what I'm saying? That put all of us on. He put all of us on when it comes to these dogs. So I gotta pay my respects to him. But the marathon wave, the way that it came about is, Big Boo helped a lot of the breeders at Marathon, and then Big Boo was my OG. So the Marathon Wave is a way to collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Both of what Big Boo was putting together. Right. You know what I'm saying, with the Wave Maker stuff over here with Showtime Bullies and what Marathon is doing. So Marathon Wave. Marathon. It's not a rush. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey, you already know. So it's like it's we in this for the long run. Right. And then the wave is about the ups and downs. So when you running that marathon, you're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. Yeah. But you're not gonna get this overnight. You gotta put that pain in. So that's where Marathon Wave came from, So
I think it comes in perfectly too, because if you think about the tide of an ocean, it consistently goes and it comes right back. So you're consistently going through till you reach the shore.
That's right.
Man, talking about Big Boo, man, he's a pillar. He was a pillar out here, still is, because the things that he's done is still impacting lives to this day, newborn lives to this day, man. Big Boo impacted my life majorly in the community, you know what I'm saying? And right before his transcending, he was introducing me to the dog game, right? Like the bullies and stuff, right, man? Bentley. You know what I'm saying? Bentley, that was his guy. You know what I'm saying?
Bentley, Pacino's son.
Yeah.
That Pacino blood.
Yeah, man. So we gonna talk about it, man. Big Boo, he was a pillar out here in the high desert. So how did y'all necessarily link out here, like you coming from Jersey to Dago, and then boom, being a big figure out here in the high desert?
Hey man, big ups to Boo. Like I think one thing that Boo had was the ability to find hidden talent and pull it out of people. You know, he could see somebody and see where they should be 20, you know what I'm saying, 20 years from now or something. And that's what Big Boo, he had vision. You know what I'm saying? So the way I ended up linking up with him was I ended up doing to me, it was my first big breeding. You know, I had bred my bullseye granddaughter to Chapito, that owned by Chewy, the Bully Camp line. Yeah. So, you know, it was a big breeding. I'm going to the Bully Camp line, you know what I'm saying? The big boys, you know, I get to pull up to the compound, shake hands, you know what I'm saying, network. So I did that breeding with Chewy. So fast forward, this is how me and Boo met. Boo, he just hit me and was like, yo, I want a dog. And I didn't really know who he was. You know, sometimes you don't know who you talk to. I was like, oh, I got this dog right here, whatever. And he was like, yeah, I want that off of Chapito. That boy hard. I want that. So I was like, all right, Boo, you can have it. You know what I'm saying? It's the price or whatever. So fast forward, he would hit me. He was like, hey, I didn't forget about you. I'm going to send the money. And then he hit me, man. He was so real. He was like, yo, I'm stressing out. I'm like, what you stressing out for? He was like, man, because it's Christmas time. I got to get the gifts from my kids. And y'all, anybody that know Boo, know he love them kids.
No, facts. It wasn't just his kids either.
All the kids.
Yeah, he was
everybody's kids.
Going up.
Yeah,
so he like,
definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so Boo like, yo, I gotta get some for my kids. I was like, why you worried about that? I said, bro, just go ahead, take this dog, sell it, keep the money, and get some stuff for your kids. And he was like, what? He was like, what you mean? I said, you can have. I said, bro, you can have a dog. I said, I just sold the litter meat to Korea. Got a nice little bag. I said, so I ate and I'm making money. So you go eat, feed your kids, and make some money. And he was like, and I don't owe you anything. I was like, nah. I was like, for what? I said, it's Christmas time. I hear your heart, man. I said, go eat. So he got the dog. You know what I'm saying? Did his thing with the dog, and from there, that's how we met.
Yeah.
And from that moment forward, he was a person that will hold me accountable, teach me the little tricks of the game, tell me when I mess up, you know what I'm saying, smack me around, get me back on a straight street, you know what I'm saying? It's a big bro.
Big bro for sure, man. Wow. Touched a lot of people's lives, man, and like I said in the beginning, still touching lives, man, even through you, through myself, through everybody in the dog community. You know what I mean? That's huge, man. Big shout out to Big Boo, man. Big shout out to my OG right here, Mike, man. So going into the next segment of the situation, right? So you had your first big breeding, you know what I mean? Bully Camp line, you know what I'm saying? Because you hosted, I want to say, was it 4, 5, and 6 of Expo, the Bully Expo, 5 and 6, right? 5 and 6, right? So and 4 was when you and Daylight and him was out there.
We went off. We went crazy.
I missed out on 5, but I went to 4 and 6.
Yeah, we went crazy on 4. We went crazy. We was on the tables. We was stacked. I'm telling you, if he dies, he dies. If he dies, he dies. We want all the smoke, table to table. You know, and I gotta speak on that because you know what I'm saying, we was really the trendsetters of getting to a show and calling out the big names and calling out the small names and saying, look, I got a dope dog. You feel me? And the dope part about that was we put it out there, and I think today's game kind of got it messed up. And the reason I say that is because it wasn't about getting out there being loud.
Exactly.
It was about getting out there and showing love and stacking. So when we was out there and doing that, and we like, if he dies, he dies. I would literally grab the other guy dog and tell him, I could stack so much better than you. I will outstack my dog with your dog.
This nigga crazy.
And dap it up, shake hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to kill my dog with your dog because I can stack better than you.
It's an art, baby.
You know, so we was having fun.
Right.
And then over time, it turned into, you know, a lot of hollering, yelling, and screaming, disrespect or whatever. And truth be told, when I seen a lot of that happening, that's when I wrote my next book, The Art of Talking Shit, to help people understand how to truly speak and say your piece without being disruptive.
Tell us where we can find The Art of Talking Shit at, man.
The Art of Talking Shit is located at Barnes & Nobles. It's on Amazon, Bookshop. You know what I'm saying? You could just type it in Google, and it'll take you right there.
All right, for sure, man. Hey, big ups, man. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Zapone, and also One Embroidery, you know what I'm saying? Pop Kennels, as well as Breeders Hack. breedershack.com, sponsored, and Double Muscle Line Bulls. Double Muscle Line Bulls. Big shout out to y'all for sponsoring the Exotic Network,
showing
man.
love.
We
What
appreciate the love.
about? Yeah.
Yeah, clap it up one time. Clap it up.
Definitely.
For sure, man. Hey, it's such an honor to be in here with you, Mike, man. So, Pete, go ahead and, you know what I mean, chop it up. What you got on your mind?
Definitely.
We gonna talk some dogs, man. We gonna talk some dogs, man. I wanna show some
All right. So look, check this out. We finna go right into the segment, y'all. We finna pull out these bulls, and we gonna keep on chopping it up, get some info, man. So stay tuned. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, big shout out to all of our sponsors: Double Muscle Line Bulls, breedershack.com.
Who has a new product coming out soon too?
Yeah. Pop Kennels. Right here, man. They got something special for us in here. I was looking at this box, wondering what was going on in this
He was
thing.
messaging us
I'm
for days, like, what's in the box?
What's going on in the box?
What's in the box?
Oh, sheesh.
Okay.
Man, they got that
You want me to
sauce
get that?
for
I
us.
got it.
They got that sauce for us, P.
Oh,
Looky
yeah.
there. They got that sauce for us. Different styles, nice quality.
Very
you know what
nice
I mean?
quality.
This is up, man. Yo.
I like the side. Did you peep the side? It says thank you for breeding with us.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's hard. And then
Yeah.
the back has the pop kennels. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, that's dope. I don't even. I'm gonna let y'all pick, man, and I'm gonna take whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
we'll
saying?
deal with that later.
And then we got the stickers right there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In a nice nifty
Oh, we
bag.
put on the side. 'Cause
You know what I mean?
You got the babies out.
That's what's up, Pop Kennels, man. So
We appreciate the love too.
appreciate the love and One Embroidery, as well as Zapone, man, the natural organic dog care product. You know,
That
not just
shampoo
dog
is
care.
amazing.
Yeah.
I used it. Yeah, I decided to try it out and had my female looking right.
Shining, you know what I'm saying? Get up. So look, without further ado, we gonna get the focus back on what matters, right? Why we do what we do. Mr. Wavemaker himself, tell us who we got right here on the table. I know, but tell the world who we got right here on the table, man.
Hey man, I gotta say this. I don't know how y'all come in the podcast and y'all dog breeders and you ain't bringing a puppy, you ain't showing something live. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna come on here, man, you gotta bring something, you gotta show something. You know, if you're gonna talk about it, you know what I'm saying, be about it. You know, so this right here, man, is my up and coming stud. This is Maximus Try.
Maximus Try himself.
Right,
Clap it up one time
you know
for him, Pete.
Maximus Try.
Yeah.
Man. Give it up for that boy right there. So this boy is fired. You know what I'm saying? This boy is fired. He's off of Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? And Pharaoh is Quavo's son. And then bred to Le'Veon Try. And Le'Veon Try, same thing, with heavy on the Pacino blood. So this boy right here is an up and coming stud. He's already won some best puppy categories. You know, we already traveled with him. We done been to Colorado.
States.
Done been to different states.
Yeah.
Upstate, Cali, downstate, we everywhere.
Let's go.
He's been holding it down, you know. So I got a lot of females for him.
Yeah. What's his stud fee right now, bro? Is he open to the public?
Nah, he's closed right now. So what I'm gonna do is probably in when you hit about 11 months, I'll open them up to the public.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? I always open my dogs up at 1,000. You know what I'm saying? For the first people that want to check it out, you know what I'm saying? And jump in if they believe in it. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll open them up at 1,000, and then we just move up from there. I'm old school, man. You know, the dog got to prove himself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The stud got to prove himself. So, you know, put him at 1,000, let him be reachable. And then as he start proving himself, you know what I'm saying? That you could justify the 2,500,
right,
the 5K, the 8K, so on.
Because a lot of people don't realize that, you know, you can have a great looking dog, but can that dog produce himself or outproduce himself? Right? And then that ties back into the whole fact of just breeding for the name. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I got a dog off of X, Y, and Z. It's a big name, so his stud fee is 5K. And the dog ain't got nothing on the ground. Right. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, bringing it from this standpoint, I believe, is organic, authentic, you know what I'm saying, and keeping the game clean, you know what I'm saying, not giving the game a black eye, you know what I mean, because right now, like you were even talking about with the big hype and the disrespect and yelling and screaming with your dogs on the table, like, it all ties into this. It's putting a black eye on our culture. So keeping it authentic like that. Like, yo, I'm gonna let him come in at a reasonable price. You know, if you know what you're looking at, you're gonna go ahead and drop that and get way more, you know what I'm saying, than what you dropped. But then if you waited, then you're gonna have to pay, you know what I'm saying, after he prove himself, you know?
That's a fact, man. One of the things I tell people, if you pushing a stud, you know, one of the things you always gotta remember is timing. You know what I'm saying? Don't be in a rush, and you should always be doing something to push your stud forward. You know, turn your stud into a brand, turn your stud into, you know, something that even if somebody don't read to your stud, they'll buy merch, they'll buy the shirt, they'll buy
That's
the
that
hat.
business degree coming out right there, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta think about how you going, you know what I'm saying, like, really, how are you going to monetize this opportunity,
right?
The opportunity you get when you got this stud. So that's why I came up with the Pacino gear. You know, I slapped it on everything, everywhere I was at, it was Pacino. And people get to support you.
Right.
They may not use your stud.
Yeah.
They can buy that hat. That's it.
And that's promoting your stud as well. Now,
pick up that mic. You're not gonna be heard.
Okay.
You gotta talk into it. If you don't hear yourself on the speakers, y'all gotta remind them.
All right.
If you don't hear yourself on the speakers, you're not being heard in the podcast.
Okay.
Right.
There you go.
There we go.
With that
I want to reiterate that last question because that was some heat and I didn't hear Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, P. Run it. So with the stud game, man, you know what I mean? We was talking about the stud game. He's coming in at 1K around 11 months. Right now he's 8 months. You know what I mean? And
yeah. So you know when it comes to these studs, you know, he's asking me, oh, what, you know, is he open for stud yet? Now he's not open yet. You know, we still got to do semen analysis, make sure everything working, make sure everything good on my end. You know what I'm saying, for the customers that's coming, and you know, try to squeeze in the in-house breeder before I open them up too.
I was just gonna ask that too. Are you doing in-house before you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, but I won't let that stop me. You know what I mean? From studying them out. So hopefully my females come in first.
Yeah.
Before somebody else. I would love to have this boy first litter. You know what I'm saying? Before somebody else. So yeah, you know, I always open my studs up at 1K, and the logic behind that is, you know, he hasn't proven himself. He hasn't done anything. You know, he's riding on the coattails of his dad, his granddad, and all that. Right. So it's like, look, Pharaoh, Pacino, Quavo. You know, prove yourself. Yeah. Make a name for yourself. Put him at 1K. He's reachable. You know, people believe in my yard and program. It's good for them. And then once you start producing, you know, you start seeing those 8-month-old pups. You know, you start looking at, all right, I'm gonna move him up to the next category. Move him up to 15, 2K, 3, 4, 5, whatever the case may be.
So stacking him against Pacino, what are the pros and the cons, man? Tell me that, man. What do you like about him opposed to, you know what I'm saying, Pacino? What did Pacino add to him? Like, you know what I mean?
Man, so Pacino, a lot of y'all, for y'all don't know, Pacino is my foundation stud, man. Big ups to Joe Cali. He produced Pacino, and you know, and I cashed out on. You see the shirt, man. You see the shirt. You know what I'm saying? Cashed out on a bull. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dropped the bag on a bull. You know what I'm saying? Merch is gonna be up, and you know, I gotta talk about that real quick because, you know, a lot of people was upset when I came out with this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Produced, not purchased. A lot of people was mad. I seen a lot of people getting their feels. You know, because they was like, oh, you know, that's not right, or whatever the case may be. You know, but this what it was about. You know, and a lot of people don't pay attention. Produce, not purchase is about taking pride in your production.
Exactly.
You know, it's about taking pride in those late nights, early mornings, pup dying, saving pups, all that. That's what that's what that is all about. Gotcha. You know, so it's not a shot at people.
It can be a little you know what I'm saying? Misconstrued. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. What is he saying? Like, you gotta purchase a dog at some point.
Everybody gotta start with a dog. Everybody gotta start with a dog.
You don't keep purchasing
The idea isn't to keep buying dogs. The idea is to buy enough dogs so that you can stay in-house and develop your own look and your own thing that you got going on. So I know a lot of people was like, oh, you know, produce, not purchase, you know, we don't like that. We don't, you know what, it's not for you. Right. And one thing I learned in the bully community, man, you know what, when you're a wave maker, you're going to try different things. Some people are not going to like it, and that's okay.
Yeah, and your vision's gonna change too. As we get older, your vision changes.
Yeah, so I want everybody to know that, you know, you're gonna do some things people not gonna care for. It's not for them.
Yes,
you know. But at the same time, I think as a leader in the community, I had to listen a little carefully. You know, and people were saying, you know what, Mike? Everybody start with a bull somewhere, and I'm like, okay, let me think, let me hear some more. So I said, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna come up with another category because these are my traveling categories when I start going to these different shows.
Gotcha.
They're gonna be the Wavemaker category. So the next category I came up with was this one: dropped the bag on a bull, cashed out on a bull.
Gotcha.
And the reason I did that is because you do have to have an eye to buy a good dog.
Exactly.
I bought ugly dogs. I
Oh,
can
we
only
all
speak for
have.
me. I can only speak for me. I know some of y'all probably,
Everybody.
You know, I don't
We
know.
all
Some point in
started
time.
somewhere.
I don't know. You know me. So it's like, you know, that's a category. And everybody could go out, see a dope dog, buy it, cash out, and it turn out. So I wanted to celebrate that. That's why I came up with cashed out on a bull, dropped the bag on a bull. And that's going to be a fun show category where if you bought a dog, come on in the show.
Yeah.
And you can show your dog.
Right.
And then we're going to have best production category.
Nice.
So if you produce your dog, you can come in and do it, you know what I'm saying, with the dog that you produce. So take pride in your production.
Right.
And then I got family stack off. It's a family stack off.
Yeah.
So basically you're going to have the parents with the kids.
Nice.
So it could be me, my wife, my daughters going up against a whole nother family.
Oh,
We
yo,
all
I
got
like
dogs.
that.
that's what's up.
We
I
all
love
got
it.
dogs.
I love it.
You know, and I like that because win, lose, or draw, you did it as a family.
Right.
And
And
you
that's what
having
matters.
fun. You know, and then the last category is going to be a couple stack off. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't seen that yet in the bully community.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Now, I'm
couples.
like, now I'm
You gon-
jealous
you gon'
right
find
now
your
of you
boo,
and
don't
wifey. Y'all got the matching shirts. I'm like, hold on. Let me find out.
Your time coming, P.
Let me get my matching t-shirt.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
But
That's
yeah.
what's up, man. I mean, and it all correlates. Like how impactful you are in the culture, you know, continuously, like coming into the game and continuously being a major influence to bring that family atmosphere, to bring that
Right.
family vibe. I know every show that I've been to that you were hosting, you know, it was always a family vibe.
Yeah.
You know, even the biggest show in the world, it felt like I was there with my cousins, my
Well, it's
uncles,
because you
my
have
aunties,
such a welcoming
you know what I mean?
personality. That's what it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. One thing I learned is when we emceeing and hosting these shows, you know, we're representing the person that's throwing the show. You know, because that person is running around, picking up paper, cleaning up poop at the register. So as an MC, one of the things is for me to represent that person.
Right.
You know, so I know they want people to feel welcome. So before I even MC a show, I ask them, what's the vibe?
Right.
What's the vibe of your show?
What you looking for?
And they like, oh, I want to turn up. I'm like, say no more.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
When we go to them
I
stack
like
off
that.
tables, I'm gonna kick all the way up, you know. And then some of them like, you know, I just want to keep it mellow. You know what I'm saying? Family environment. I'm like, say no more. We're gonna run the family environment too.
That's dope.
You know, so when I MC shows, that's a big thing for me. You know, what is the vibe that you want? And it's kids there.
Yeah.
And we
facts.
want to mimic actions that we want the kids to have.
Right.
You know, we want the
Right.
kids to start winning later. And you know, we might end up buying dogs from some of these kids.
For
That's
sure.
true.
For
You
sure.
know?
There- it's a lot of them watching. So
they're
let's
good
let's
dogs.
get back on this boy right here, man. Maximus Try, man. Let's go into it, man. Talk a little bit about him.
I'm telling you, the cameras really don't do them justice. I'm looking at him in the camera and I'm turning around. I'm like, I wish you guys could see him.
Yo, he look good on both sides.
he
though,
does,
too. Like
but,
this is
but
shit.
yeah.
Golly, 8
Yeah.
months, right? 8
Yeah,
months.
so this boy is special. You know, this boy is real special. You know, as you can see, this the first dog I produced. You know, is lilac and tan. He has no white on him, which is
Zero.
tripping me out. Like
Full suit.
full suit, lilac and tan.
I'm looking. When you said it, I started looking. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, I've been looking
Paws,
for
you
it.
know what?
Yeah, so
Let me turn
this
this a
this
little
boy
bit.
right
Them
here.
paws are massive.
Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
this boy right here, you know, he 8 months. He gonna jump out the gate. Got a lot of females for him. You know what I'm saying? In the yard, you know, it's two times King Quavo. You know, produced. You know what I'm saying? Production's overhyped, produced not purchased. And this, you know, this took a lot of years to get to this. You know,
Right.
How many
to get the
years?
consistency. You know, been breeding over 12 years.
Nice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Breeding over a decade now. You know, so you know, I say this: anybody that's breeding, ask yourself this question: are you leaving the game better than when you found it?
Right.
Right.
By the decisions that you're making, you know. So, you know, that's my goal, is to have a consistent look in my yard, because I think that that speaks volumes for any breeder when you can look and go, oh, that came from Mike Diego yard.
Right,
You know,
right.
that came from.
What's that look, man? Let's specify that. What's that look that we're going for?
So for me, the look that you see right here is, you see how he has a natural bow. It's not
He's
too
not
much.
stacking 'em.
Yeah, and he kind of free stack. I like the big paws on him because that gives him a lot of presence. It makes me know that he's going to pop into, you know, a lot of this bone and girth, you know, and then just kind of having that mug look on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little bit of a bulldoggy look. You know what I'm saying? Just not too much, but it's
Right.
a little, just enough where he got that mean mug look on him. So that's kind of the look that I'm going for in my yard. For it to
Has
be,
your vision
consistent.
changed though, Mike, since you first came into the game? Do you feel like your vision changed? What
Oh,
was
yeah.
it at first?
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely, the game evolved. In this game, you have to evolve. You know, if you're not able to evolve, you're gonna have a very, very hard time surviving. You know,
Right.
so when I came in the game, I wanted the clean dog. You know, 17 inches. You know, tail perfect, no kinks. You know, we wanted that.
Right,
As the
right.
game started to evolve, my style evolved. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? And Pacino became one of my favorite dogs, you know, and that's when I was able to pick him up, cash out on him, you know, cashed out on the bull.
Yeah.
And then that became my new vision, but it was something that I was missing with Pacino, where it was a little more of the bow,
girth.
short in the back, you know, so I just wanted to bring that on.
So before we go into that, what did you start out with before Pacino?
Right.
So more or less, probably, I would say it started out with Razor's Edge.
Razor's Edge.
Razor's
There we
Edge.
go,
Rockin'
baby.
Ruby was the one for me. You know, a lot of y'all don't know those two dogs, Rockin' Ruby. They kept breeding them back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Because they kept producing hitters, which usually you do repeat breedings. You don't get that. So Rockin' Ruby was a dope blood. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people was jumping on. So I picked that up. You know what I'm saying? And went from there and started adding some girth with Biz Marquis, you know, because he's a Razor's Edge dog. You know, I was kind of hesitant to want to go Gotti line, but, you know, so I went to a Biz Marquis son named Bizarre. Big ups my guy, Joe Cali.
Bizarre Joe
that owe
Cali,
him.
yeah.
And, you know, from there was no turning back. You know,
Right.
just tightening it up with the Miyagi blood,
Yeah.
you know, and just really sticking with that Bolo blood because of that headpiece. That was major for me. Stick with that Bolo blood for the headpiece and just keep that in my yard. And that's one thing I want about my yard when people look. Like, dang, he got them heads over there.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you get into breeding though? Because you were from New Jersey, then you said you were in the military. Were you already into dogs when you were in New Jersey, or was it when you came out here?
Oh, man, I love that question. You know, so I got to say big ups to my kennel partner, rest in peace. My other kennel partner, rest in peace, Wayne. You know, Wayne put me onto the dogs. So, you know, growing up, we always had the dogs, you know what I'm saying, the pit bulls, and, you know.
Even on the East Coast?
East Coast, absolutely. You know,
Nice,
grew up
nice.
on the East Coast. We always had dogs, you know, little pocket pits and stuff like that. Coming to the West Coast, you know, same thing. Picked up, bought my first house, you know, grabbed 3 pit bulls, you know what I'm saying? Was like, this is it. Then my man Wayne came over, my wife's friend. So she actually, she had a friend named Wayne. She had a friend and her husband was Wayne. So she's like, y'all should come over, hang out. So he came over, man, and that's where he bought me Atomic Dog magazine. You know, so he bought me that.
That was the lick back in the day. The Atomic Dog magazine.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that, bro, you wasn't up on your game. You feel me?
Word. So he gave me that. He was like, yo, I see you like dogs. He was like, you ever seen these? I was like, nah, I never seen these. And from there, it was lights out. Me and him just, we partnered up. We made Showtime Bullies, you know what I'm saying? He been with me this whole time, and you know what I'm saying? Big ups to him. Rest in peace to him too, man. He just passed this past year, man. But big ups to my guy Wayne. He's in the back of the magazine, and because I paid tribute to him.
Nice.
You know, so when I did the first magazine, I made sure I paid tribute to
That
him
was
because
this red one, right?
Yeah, the red
Yeah.
one. You know, he's in the back, so I just told him thank you for giving me my first magazine. And I never thought I would be making magazines, you know.
That's dope.
And the way that came about is dope.
I was just gonna ask, how did that come about?
So me and my one, you know, we all got family members. They get locked up, this, that, and the third, whatever. So one of my brothers got locked up, and he asked me like, "Hey, yo, can you send me some pictures?" And I'm like, you know, he want pictures of girls.
Yeah.
You know,
facts.
yeah, he want
Not
some,
no dogs.
yeah, he
I
want
was over
pictures.
here, and I'm over here naive to it. I'm like,
You don't
yeah,
want no
send pictures
pictures
of
of
the
no
dogs. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, so he like,
That went
Whatever
right
you do, a hard
through
time,
me.
bro.
Yeah,
That's
like-
why I see no dogs.
man, he
know
like,
what
can
I'm
you send me some pictures? And I'm like, I'm like, I want to send him something, but then I'm like, I got daughters. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
So I'm like,
Right.
Facts.
I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, if I was in his situation, be like, yo, can you send me some pictures? I don't know, you know?
Let's keep it
you know, you feel me?
Definitely.
So I talked to my other brother, Ox, and I was like, man, you know, I'm thinking about doing something different. I said, I think I'm going to make a magazine for him. You know,
Wow.
He was like, what you mean? I was like, yo, I think I should do a magazine. He was like, yeah, it'll do good in the jails because in the jails, you know, they don't have a lot of things to read, a lot of this and that, and this becomes like a social media. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put stuff in a magazine that's gonna bless them. You know what?
I really
it ain't gonna,
like that.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be a bunch of girls in the magazine. It's gonna be a bunch of knowledge in the magazine. So there's no ads. When you go through that magazine, there's no ads. There's not like, you know, buy this dog or whatever. Everything, somebody's kicking knowledge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's food in the magazine.
Definitely.
So that's what separates it. So that's how the magazine came about. You know, I made it for him. And then, you know, wanted them to have something that'll bless them. You know what I'm saying?
Shining a light in a dark place, man.
Definitely.
Real talk. Making waves, man.
I definitely want to continue to talk. Let's get you up front and center.
Yeah.
Let's get you up front and center.
Before we do that, let's bring that other boy, man. He didn't just come with one dog. Let me help you out real quick, bro.
Right.
Yeah, let me help my guy.
We got a lot going on here.
We got 5 minutes before we got to call the sponsor.
All right, bet. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're going to go into the next dog on the table.
We already brought this one up.
Okay, let's go. All right, man. Don't forget to grab the mic too, bro, when we start chopping it up.
Okay.
So tell us who we got on the table right here, man.
Oh man, this boy right here is special. This is Gladiator. Gladiator's real special, man. So he's 7 months, 8 months too right now. And this boy is off of King Coda. King Coda is a
that's Quavo, right?
Quavo's son.
Yeah.
So King Coda's off of Quavo's son, and I bred him to Lux. And Lux, I got Lux from my boy Otis. Big ups to my guy Otis, DCF Bulls Otis. So I picked her up from Otis. And I got her because of the bottom side that she had on her. Real dope. She had a lot of the blood that I was working with the Bolo. So she's 2 times Bosachi with the Bolo. And then bringing it to my yard, which was 2 times Quavo, just produced a crazy dog right here. This dog, man, this ain't nothing to play with right here.
Nah, man. I mean, just the same look, but the different look, the different qualities. He's a little more tighter, you know what I'm saying? He's more, you know, that clean, you know what I'm saying? Look, I mean, both the dogs are extremely clean, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but like you just see the tightness of the skin, you know, the muzzle is a little more
long,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's huge. You know, as a stud owner, you want to have options. You know what I'm saying? You want to have options because somebody might don't want to push the mug in too far back and they like his mug because it matches, you know. So you want to have options for people when they come in to breed to your dogs. You know, back in the day it was about having one stud, but now people love your blood, but they be wanting a little twist on it. Yeah. So that, you know, like I had Maximus, they like, yo, I love the girth on him, I love what he bringing, I love the 10 points. Okay. Well, somebody might be like, yeah, you know, I just wish he had a little more of a bow. Okay, well, come holler at my boy right here. He got the bow. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man. So give us a rundown, man. Give us a rundown. Break down one more time from the top side to the bottom side what we got going on over here, man.
Yeah, so this boy real special. So King Coda's son. King Coda's off of King Quavo. So that's 2 times Quavo. And then we bred that to a dog I got from my boy O. You know what I'm saying? My boy O. So big ups to O on selling me Lux. And she's a 2 times Bosachi female that he made. And she had heavy Bolo on the bottom side and mini Gorilla. So that bullseye combo with the Bolo blood. So big ups to O, man, selling me that so I could create this right here, you know. And that's that teamwork, man. That's, you know, me and Otis, we was out there, you know, he's original when we was talking that Wavemaker talk. You know what I mean? Oh my guy, you know, so big ups to him, and that's how he broke down.
So he gonna be the same stud as Maximus, the same stud feed, like that's what we looking at around 11 months because they're the same age.
Yep, same. So we gonna open them up. You know what I'm saying? 1K, let them do their thing, you know what I mean? And then, you know, if they prove themselves worthy, then they could go up in the stud feed.
So I got a question real quick, right? So do you necessarily not necessarily discriminate, but are you like selective on who you allow your studs to breed to? Like, you know, I do EBs, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna jump in the bully game, and that's gonna be another joint that I'm finna holler at you about in a minute, right? But you know, hey man, I want to take your boy to my EB female. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I don't discriminate. You know, everybody have their vision. So one thing I did with Pacino, a lot of people didn't really care for, more or less, was let me put him up. Because that's a good question. I gotta focus on that.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? So as my guy puts him up, before we jump into that, bro, we're gonna go ahead and jump on the phone with our sponsor. Once again, shout out to all of our sponsors, but we're gonna jump on with Double Muscle Line Bullies. Double Muscle Line Bulls. We're gonna get them on the phone, man, and talk about this product that they got going for us. Man, y'all know what it is, man. It's the Exotic Network, Mr. International and Pusha P. All right, y'all, we back, man, and once again, we're here, your boy, Mr. International, and
girl, Pusha P.
And our guest,
Mike Diego,
man. But we want to give a shout out to all the sponsors for showing us love. So starting off, we want to give a shout out to Zapone, man, the organic dog care. Man, y'all doing y'all thing out there, man. Zapone, go look them up. One Embroidery, man, for, you know what I'm saying, showing us the love. You know what I mean? Y'all go check them out. Pop Kennels, man. Shout out to Pop Kennels for sponsoring the Exotic Network show. And we got the thebreedershack.com, and you can find them on Double Muscle Line Bulls on Instagram. That's Double Muscle Line Bulls on Instagram. And we're going to get them on the phone right now, yo. Talk about some of this stuff that they got going on. Breedershack.com.
Hello?
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. International, with my supporting and my cast. Yo.
Oh, Pushin' P, hey, how are you?
We got somebody special.
What's going on?
Mike Diego in here too. What's good?
What up, guys?
For sure,
Double
man.
Muscle Line Bulls.
Yeah, we're standing here looking at your products. Can you let us know what we're looking at? I mean, everyone wants to know.
Okay. So, I went ahead and sent y'all guys this company that I'm working with. I mean, it's phenomenal. I think it's going to change the game. It's the high potency prenatal and the vital sperm, which, like I said, I think these two products are phenomenal for what the bully game needs right now.
Yo, man, big shout out, man, for giving us the sponsor. So what made you go this direction in the game, like for the, reproduction side and so forth? What made you want to go that direction and highlight this? Because this product looks very, high end.
Yeah, so I mean, it started a couple years ago. I mean, I always loved like kind of educating other breeders and things like that. Fell in love with it. And I saw people on social media were just loving the free game. So we went ahead and started providing a lot of the product because people were asking, like, hey, what do you use for this? What do you use for that? Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that's really kind of where it started from. And I tell people I'm a breeder first and I sell the product second, but it's all for dog breeders. That's everything we do, everything dog breeder related.
Right. So these products have been tested out on your own dogs.
Oh, yes. So the product, the company reached out to me and, they said, hey, Angel, we want you to check these out. We want to see what you think, things like that. They saw I had a little bit of a following. So I was like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. And I tested both products out myself. I mean, they've already been tested in labs and whatnot. But once I did my own testing, I was just blown away, to be honest. Like, they completely blow away any competition in the market. And like I said, I'm a breeder first, so this is what I use on my own dogs, know.
And I do see that you have it for the full 60 days also, right? It does include the full 60 days in the bottle?
Yes. So for both of them, I mean, especially like the prenatal, like the biggest thing, and I'll just tell you guys real quick, like the biggest thing with the prenatal is folic acid. Like there was no prenatal that I could ever really recommend because it was lacking so much in like folic acid. So I would have to supplement it and then give my dogs like 3 or 4 other pills. This is one pill that gives you everything you need. Okay. And with the folic acid, just real quick, basically what it does is they did a scientific study, and this isn't even just a company in general, a scientific study that actually helps folic acid prevents cleft palates and deformalities and things like that. So that's why I'm a big advocate for it.
Dope, man. I mean, what you're doing for the game right now is amazing. Obviously, you've done your research. You know, you've tested it out. It's proven. We really appreciate what you're doing for the game. We appreciate the product, man. I got 2 females and actually 3 females in heat right now. So.
I have 2 going in the heat right now. So
man, it's gonna come in
They
handy,
all make each other go into the heat.
Yeah, right.
Hey, so tell us where we can find you on social medias, websites, things of that nature. Where can the world locate these products at?
Got you. So these products, I mean, you can get them on our site, breedershack.com. We also got like a lot of free game and knowledge on there, dosage charts, things like that. Social media, on YouTube is where I'm big, and on Instagram, Double Muscle Line Bulls, that's our kennel. And yeah, I mean, you'll find everything there, you know.
For sure, man.
Now, Angel, I'm also standing in front of another product right now, or sitting. I'm sitting in front of another product right now that's I know you'll be releasing soon. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So I'm super excited about that. The Vital Sperm actually releases today, and with the Vital Sperm, what's so phenomenal about that is, I mean, the big thing is black ginger, and what it's really essentially do with that main ingredient, it helps a lot of studs produce semen. Or if they're already producing enough semen, it allows them to produce an exuberant amount, so that then, you know, if you're shipping semen, dogs that have trouble with producing semen, all kinds of stuff, it's just a phenomenal product when it comes to your studs. Every stud owner should have it, in my opinion.
So what age group am I starting? I mean, what age range am I starting my stud out on with this product right here? What's a safe age?
I would say like 6 months. I would say 6 months when they really start producing semen and whatnot. A couple months before you're gonna want to do your first pull. That's when I would put them on.
For sure, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey, yo, appreciate all the love, all the support, the great products. I will definitely be using these products. You know what I mean? Thank you, man. Once again, go ahead and give a shout out, you know what I'm saying, to everybody out there in the world.
Yeah, I appreciate all y'all, Bully fam. Make sure y'all stay tapping in with Breeders Hacks. You know, we're going to keep giving y'all some free game, all right?
For sure. Appreciate you,
salute.
All right.
All right. Yep. We back. Like I was saying, you know, from the females, the prenatal pills, to your stud, you know, the semen pills and so forth. Start them off at 6 months. Your female, you know, right around her first heat, get her going on it, man. They got all the properties, the lactic acid and so forth. So, man, make sure y'all tap in with them, man. They got some great things going on. But back to the man of the hour. You know what I mean? Of hopefully more than an hour. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's just a saying. You know what I'm saying? Back to the man at hand, the wave maker himself, Mr. Mike Diego. You know what I'm saying? So let's dive right back in to where we left off, man. You ran Pacino to boom. That's where we was.
Yeah. So for me, you know, having Pacino was a big thing for me. Being able to pick him up and purchase him, you know, and do my thing there. But you know, when I got him. You know, a lot of people don't know this. When I bought Pacino, I actually co-owned Pacino.
Oh, okay.
Co-owned him with Joe Cali, you know, and he told me, he was like, Mike, just do your thing with the dog. You know, you ain't got to let people know. You know what I'm saying? You co-own him, just run and do your thing with the dog. And, you know, I put in so much work with that boy, man. Like, when I tell you I was state to state, you know, 20-hour drives to Texas, you know, Arizona, wherever, you know what I'm saying? We was everywhere. And I put in so much work with him. You know, Joe ate a lot off him. I ate a lot off him. And then after about a year co-owning, you know, Joe took me took me out to dinner, and he was like, "Yo, man, I'm proud of you." And I was like, "What's up? What you mean?" He was like, "Man, what you did with this dog, like you turned him into a household name, and like it even helped me out." And he gave me Pacino papers right there.
Wow.
He said, "No more co-own. Like you earned." He was like, "You earned this, man. You earned this." So
that's big.
That was like one of the craziest things that somebody ever did to me in the game, where you know he could have just kept eating off the dog, you know, getting money based on, you know, me putting in work. And he was like, "Nah, bro, you earned this dog," and he gave me the dog, and I never looked back from there.
So that's kind of like, is that what gave you, you know, that motivation to bless, you know, the people that you've blessed, like how you mentioned earlier, you know what I'm saying, the situation with Big Boo, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you know, so the theme of my kennel is Showtime Bullies is the name, and each one teach one. One hand wash the other, both hands wash the face. You know what I'm saying? So we always about scratching each other's back, you know, helping people out and leveling them up. I say this, you know, if everybody in the bully game and the dog game is getting better, then the quality gets better.
Right.
If the quality is getting better, then the price stay high.
Right.
If the price stay high, we all going to be able to eat.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, I like to show love because it's an opportunity to make connections with people, and they may start with dogs, but they may branch out to other things.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so I think we got
we all do a different. We all have different traits rather than just the dog breeding.
Yeah.
It's always good to get to know your peers. Speaking of that, I know you were speaking of co-owns. How do you feel about co-owns now that you've been so heavy in the game for?
You know what, co-owns, co-owns either they work out or they don't. You know, I tell a lot of people, you know, I'm like, look, go get this book right here. I would tell you, go get this book right here. We talking about co-owns. I got contracts in here that talks about co-owns. I ain't gonna give y'all all the game, you know, but I'm gonna tell y'all, go get this book. You can get it on Amazon, you know what I'm saying, and tap in on Amazon Prime. It'll get to you in a couple of days, you know, if not a day. And this is how I personally feel about co-owns. You know, make sure everything is clear. You know, it ain't about, you know, who has a dog, this, that. Make sure it's clear. My typical co-owns that I do with someone, I do 50-50 co-own. You know, I just eliminate everything down the middle. We're going to do a cash price up front, and then the co-own is 50-50. And what that means is you're going to take care of the dog because the price is reduced, you know, so you have the dog, and then everything after that is down the middle. The dog got to cough and go to the vet, send me half the bill. The dog got to eat, send me half the bill. The dog got to have a C-section, send me half the bill. You know, so that's what my 50-50 co-owns are. So either they look like that, or the person, if the price is really reduced, then that person will do everything for the dog, and then we split litters down the middle and we alternate picks and alternate studs. So
That's
I mean,
dope.
it's when it work out, and when it don't, it don't.
Now, having you here is so exciting because it's like you're a jack of all trades. So it's like, where do we even start? What do we want to ask? But you're heavy into the show. So a question we ask here a lot is, how important is it for the up-and-coming breeder to be at the show? Or even someone that's already established, how important is it to be at these shows?
You know, I'll say it's as important as a person needs it to be to them. You know, because some people don't have to go to shows. You know, so I won't put a blanket out like, yo, you have to go to shows if you want to get exposed. You have to, you know, get out and show your dog if you want to get exposed. That's only one way. We see some people who hit these shows and, you know, they get the exposure. We see some people who sit at home.
Right.
They're not at, and they're just as big as others. So, you know, you just got to find your own wave and find your own, you know, your own lane. You know, for me, I like to be active. I like to be in the trenches. I like to feel what the community feel like. I like to bump elbows with people. I like to, you know, hear what the crowd is talking about. And that's why I stay ahead of a lot of people in the game, because I'm listening to the crowd when I'm at shows and I'm emceeing. I hear what they complain about when it comes to the fun shows, the categories or the judging, you know, and even in that, you know, with them categories I talked about earlier, you know, I'm coming up with a mini scorecard.
Yeah,
I
I
did
seen
see
that.
that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm coming with a little mini scorecard. And we're going to take this and bring a little bit of stability, you know what I'm saying, to the fun show, but not make it so crazy to where it's a sanctioned show.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of people complain about, oh, the judge picked my dog,
judges, man.
or this or that.
Favoritism.
Let's talk about that. Let's jump
for sure
right into
something we
that
definitely wanna talk
situation.
about.
Man, them judges at the shows, man, because we run into it a lot. You know, somebody that knows somebody, or they may have a co-own, or they may have, you know what I'm saying, some type of business together. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, are they, you know, bought that dog, that's their production, so they, oh yeah, I'm gonna choose him. Man, how do you feel that the direction of judging shows need to go? I mean, you already
how
got the
could we better,
scorecard.
or how could the judges? Because I'm not a judge, so how could they better themselves?
Well, I think this is the main thing with the judges and for the people. When you go to a show, understand what the judge is looking for. Have that judge get on the mic and speak what they're looking for. If it's a fun show, you know, they need to talk about, when I pick a dog, I'm looking at this, that, or the third. I'm looking at how calm the dog is, or this, or whatever the case may be, the overall look of the dog. Explain what overall look is. You say overall look, but what does that mean? Are you looking at 3 different components? Are you looking at 2 different components? And understand the categories that are called.
Right.
See, a lot of people are upset that they lost, but the category was micro exotic, and you got a standard pocket.
Right.
You know, and it's like, oh, I should have won that. My dog was more clean, more correct, but you're not putting your dog in the right category. So
Exactly.
Right.
in order to get better, we got to do better.
Yo, pay attention to the categories that you're putting your dogs in when
Don't
you go
set
to these
yourself
shows.
up for failure.
Yeah, don't set exactly. Best said.
Yeah,
B.
and talk to the judges too. You know, after, don't just walk out with your head down. Talk to the judge. Be like, hey, is there anything I could do better?
Right.
Anything I could do to, you know, get better in the breed or showing my dog. So when you showing your dogs and you in front of that judge, remember, you're not just showing to the judge, you're showing to the crowd around you.
Right.
So it's a win. It's a win-win. You ask me. If the judge pick you and you win, you win. If the judge don't pick you and you walk out and you get a stud fee, or somebody interested in a puppy off you, or you connect on business, that's a win right there. So, you know, I'm trying to better it by just coming up with these fun categories, you know, where it just says, you know, feet placement. I think I got, you know, how the handler acts in the ring.
The dog, you know, using the restroom in the ring.
Yeah, using the restroom in the ring.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Things
know.
like that. That's real, man.
Yeah.
That's real. It's etiquette, man. Ring etiquette from the handler as well as the judge. And if we focus on the etiquette, then I think that elevates the game. You know what I mean? It brings more clarity to what the judge is looking for and what the handler should be presenting. You know what I mean? Like,
Now,
so
for you personally, what do you look at?
So when I'm in the ring, it really depends on what I'm judging at the moment. So I'm looking at categories, and I ask the host, what are you looking for in the dogs, or what do you want at your show? Some people are like, look, I just want people to have fun. You know what I'm saying? You know, look at the person having fun in the ring. Look at the person that got the nicest dog, you know, and just interacting with the people. Person, you know,
All around personality.
all around personality and all around dog. And then some people are like, I know it's a fun show, but, you know, could you be pretty firm on what you're doing? And I'll just use whatever, you know, USBR, you know, standard or whatever. And that's what I say. Hey, I'm judging the dog based off of this standard right here or this look. So understand the categories, because a lot of people get frustrated when they lost because they don't know the category that they was in. And, you know, I think we just got to do a better job. One of the things I did at my show to help people out, when you register, next to the category tells you what the judge is judging on.
that's big. I think we should make that a standard.
Yeah, that should be a standard.
All
We
y'all
want to
that's
get
throwing
better.
shows out there, man, give as much information as you can to us that's entering into your show, man, because, you know, I mean, the turnout and the repeat of the show is going to be determined by the present experience.
That's right.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right. Nah, real talk.
Like, so give that information out.
Yeah, so that you just put it out there on the table. You know, if it says best King Quavo, then write the definition. The dog that looks the most like King
Like
Quavo.
him.
Because that get usually misconstrued.
Right.
Some people will think it's the best
'Cause my
representation.
dog is always the best.
Right. Everybody's gonna feel that. That's why they got in the ring. You know,
right,
it's like
right.
big ups to Jamie Sweet. You know what I'm saying? Jamie Sweet. She said, what's a competition with no rules?
Right.
You know, so I know we having fun. You know, but you know, it gives people something to prepare for. Like big ups to my guy June Williams. He said this. He said, man, the fun show should be designed to prepare you for a sanctioned show. So you shouldn't have all the rules and all that and have fun, but it should be enough to where, you know what, if you want to get to that next level,
It's going to prep you.
it's going to prep you.
right.
Exactly.
So talking about that, let's talk about the difference between a fun show and a sanctioned show. Like, because obviously you've experienced both. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk a little bit about the sanctioned shows before we go into that.
So the sanction shows
You've experienced.
is the sanction shows. We're seeing a lot of combination though. We're seeing a lot of combination. Sanction shows and fun shows being ran together.
Right.
And one thing about the bully world that I absolutely love is options. You know, so you're gonna have your breeders who really love that standard, that want to stick to it, you know, and breed and worried about every single point of the dog. You know, and then you got your breeders that are breeding for fun. You know, when it comes to the sanction shows, you know, that's where they're really competitive, where they're really trying to prove a point, You could champ your dog out, grand champ your dog out, you know, and it brings a certain level of clarity to your kennel and what you bring to the table.
Value.
Yeah, that value and that clarity allows for people to go, you know what, he got 20 grand champions over there. You know what, he got 10 grand champions, so it's a status.
Right,
you know,
right.
so but the fun shows is becoming just as competitive, if not more.
Yo,
you
facts.
know, I mean, the fun shows is really competitive because, you know, especially with the dogs that I breed, more of the exotic look. You know, bragging rights is a lot.
Yeah,
and when I say bragging rights, when you at a fun show, if you can say, man, I went to 10 fun shows and I won best Miyagi
or whatever.
You know what I'm saying? I got the best head at every show I went to. That's saying something about, you know what I'm saying, what you bring to the table and what you breed. So, you know, the sanction shows, they're there, they're live, they're well. You got your people for that. And then the fun shows, they going crazy too. So
I think fun shows are more so becoming more present right now, you know what I mean? Because like we said, it's more of a family environment, right? And it's more of a people's choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the fun shows for the people. You know, you get to those sanction shows and it's all about the judge. And sometimes you have those, you know, relationships with those particular judges, like where in the past maybe something rubbed them wrong and your dog can never win. It don't matter, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, with the fun shows, it's kind of like you get different judges, you know what I'm saying? You get different perspectives and the crowd is actually involved more in, you know, picking that dog.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
Now, speaking of shows, you have been everywhere. Everywhere. And when you sent me your schedule, I was like, oh my God, he's booked until 2023. This man's schedule is crazy. And then you still work right?
Yeah.
So you still work. Your schedule is, I wish you guys could have seen this. It was crazy. And you're still breeding.
Yeah.
And you're family man and you're writing books. So my thing is, you've been everywhere. Where would you say has been one of your favorite shows?
Wow, one of my favorite shows, I always got to go back to the North Carolina show, you know, War with the Guys. Big ups to my guy Joseph Council over there, owner of Guy's Eye and He-Man Kennels. You know, that was one of my favorite shows. Big ups to George, IBR. You know, they got on the East Coast. That was like the first time the East Coast called out the West Coast.
Right.
You know, that was the first time where they was like, yo, we on the East, we got dope dogs. You know, where y'all at, West Coast, come out. Like, we calling y'all to the table. And when I tell you, you know, everybody was on planes, trains, automobiles. They was over there. So it was crazy to just go to the East Coast.
They set
you
that
know,
wave.
Yeah. So I had Pacino, man. That's the first time I flew with Pacino on a plane. The show was just as big as a West Coast show, you know, and he dropped his DVDs. Big up to Joseph Council on the DVDs too that he's dropping. You know what I'm saying? War with the Guys DVDs. But that right there, that's definitely my favorite show that I'm just like, man, that's just a monumental show. And it helped put Pacino on the map.
Now,
where would you say the best shows are held?
My next question.
Location wise?
Yeah, location.
So you've been
East
everywhere.
Coast,
You've been
West
south,
Coast,
east,
down
and
south.
yeah.
Where's the best shows at? Who's putting on
the best dog
show?
shows?
Now I'm gonna tell you, as far as who's putting on the best dog shows,
Or where?
the game,
No, location. Yeah.
or the location that's putting on the best dog shows.
Yeah,
I probably say from a consistency standpoint, I would have to say Texas.
Oh!
Consistency.
South?
Yeah, Texas.
Okay.
I gotta
South
say.
is taking it.
Yeah, I gotta say consistency standpoint, Texas. And what I mean by that is, you know, the venues that they have in Texas always got the AC. They real big on their AC. You know, they big on the dogs being cool.
The heat is crazy out
The
there,
heat
right?
is wild, crazy,
Yeah.
mad disrespectful. The heat, mad disrespectful, mad disrespectful. The humidity, mad
for sure,
disrespectful.
smack in your face.
Yeah, man.
You step outside.
Off top.
Crazy.
But yeah, I would probably give it up. I'd probably give it up to Texas. They just been real consistent with having really nice venues, AC, catering to the people. And that's not taking nothing away from Cali. You know, we got some of the biggest shows in Cali.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then also Florida. So I don't know in what particular order, but you know, Cali, Texas, Florida is really
Think
what
the
I've been
three main
seeing.
states?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure,
I could
for
do
sure.
that.
Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure, for sure.
Now, being when you're judging, has there ever been a time where you saw a dog and you were just mind blown to where now you're still like, that dog was it?
You know what is when you, I would say yes. I would say yes. Seeing certain dogs get in the ring, where you're like, wow, I didn't even know that dog looked like that in person. Where you are standing in awe. I know Jackpot was one of those dogs that I seen. So big ups to him. That dog was crazy impressive. And you just staring at him like, man, this dog is.
You just want to stay in that spot.
Yeah, you just want to stand there and keep appreciating the dog. So
right.
you do get some surprises, and that's one thing I love about the bully community.
Right.
Is sometimes you can find a super dope dog on the end of a leash of somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
They've been in the game just as long as you, but they dog's been in the house.
Yeah.
So that's something I pride myself on when I'm breeding. I look for the dogs that are not known.
Right.
The dogs, because I want to show I could breed just as dope with dogs that are not known than you can breed to dogs that are known, because it's all about lining up your pedigrees and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And look.
Going right into that, man, touching on that, like, what do you feel about people running to big name studs and thinking that they're just gonna get,
these $10,000-$20,000 dogs to be able to just
right?
sell.
Let's talk about the process of getting to the level where you're selling dogs at $25,000 and up. Like, talk about that and breeding to big name studs.
I'm gonna be the first one to say there's nothing wrong with breeding to a big name stud. Long as you're breeding for your vision and you're breeding for yourself, you're breeding for your market. That's when you want to breed. It does not always take a big name stud to take you to the top. What takes you to the top is you truly believing in yourself and your own vision. So if you got a vision to produce a certain type of dog, and it just so happened the big name stud is going to help you get there,
right,
then absolutely use it. But also take a step back, and see, do you need the big name stud?
Right.
And sometimes I tell people, what? If you're trying to get out there, you want some notoriety and breed it, and if you feel breeding to a big name stud will get your name out there because you came and bred to so-and-so kennel and now they reposting on their storyline.
Right.
And that got you, 500 followers. So everything's strategic.
Right.
Right.
I'm not against breeding to a big name stud.
But is it good for your female?
But is it good for your program, your female? Because you're gonna be stuck with the puppies.
Yeah. I'm a strong and firm believer in, like, breed to complement your yard. You know what I mean? Because there's no perfect dog.
No.
You'll never have a perfect dog. So, there's always something that can be corrected on your dog. So when you're choosing that stud, regardless if it's a big name or if, you know what I'm saying, it's the young homie down the street that don't even really know what he got. He ain't never been to a show, but he got some heat. You know what I mean? And it's going to add to your female or to your male. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand with that. You know what I mean?
Speaking of up-and-coming breeders, what advice would you give them? Do you feel like they should start out with a male, a female, or what advice would Mike give? The
right
book.
there.
Man, I'm telling you, man, you open this book, that answer's right in here. Up and coming breeders, what do you start with? You know what? I tell everybody, this is what you start with: nothing. Don't start with nothing.
Yeah.
Take your first 2 years, at least a year,
To study the game.
to just understand the culture, understand the terminology, understand the lingo. Define your look. These dogs change so fast. By the time you think you want this blood,
It's already
it's three different generations back, and it's something else, and you playing catch up.
Right.
So I would say your first year, 2 years, don't do anything. Just go to the shows. Don't buy anything. Go to the shows.
Yeah.
Become a fan. Buy this. Go to the shows and network. Talk to people.
yourself.
That's it. That's my number one advice: is do not spend your money. Go to shows, network, study, understand the culture. And once you get that down, then you have to understand what type of breeder are you.
Right.
And this is key. Some people are breeders and they sell puppies.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people are stud pushers, where they have a stud and they could just push
all
that
have our
stud,
own
push
lane.
that stud. And some people like to do both.
Right.
I think some when you get in the game, you got to find out which one are you.
Yeah.
Because having them females, it's a lot of L's that come with them.
Sheesh.
A lot.
I carry all females.
So you gotta be cut and built from a whole new cloth. When you have, a lot of females, because all the failures and the ups and downs is crazy. So I just tell them, like, look, whether you start with a male or a female, just make sure it is what it is. Save your money, buy what you want. Don't cut a corner. So if it's your first dog, save your money. You know, save, and buy what you want. If not, you're gonna be breeding up, and never catching up.
See, so going into that, man, I think this is something that's very key that we need to start bringing up to the young community as well as the existing community. You know, the older people, the financial literacy. You know what I'm saying, behind this. I mean, obviously, you talked about it. You got the degree in business. You know what I mean? I know that you wouldn't be as successful as you are if you didn't understand what you were getting into before you did, like how you were just telling the world, like, you know what I'm saying, don't buy nothing right off top, not just from a dog aspect, but from a financial business aspect.
Yeah, big ups to even bringing up financial literacy, because, you know, a lot of us, depending on where we grew up or how we grew up, that's not something that's talked about in the household. Mm-hmm. So basically, financial literacy is your ability to interpret, you know, your finances and deal with them, you know what I'm saying, respectfully. So, you know, I share this story all the time, and big ups to my guy Hector Los Primos Bullies, the owner of King Coda, you know, because, you know, he was new, came in the game, and he got a stud, you know, he produced off of King Quavo named King Coda.
Coda, yeah,
and,
that boy crazy.
That boy Coda crazy, and you know what? Matter of fact, that was a Coda son. Gladiator is a King Coda son. And one of the things that I told him, because he started getting money off of, you know, King Coda. You know, he getting them stuff, he's rolling in. And I told him, I said, look, I'm gonna tell you, little bro, go pay your mortgage up 6 months. He was like, why? He was like looking at me like, you know, what you mean? I'm like, yo, when a stud is hot, go handle your business. You know, and it's that financial literacy that we need to share with people, you know what I'm saying, up front. And it benefited him, because guess what? Later, you know what I'm saying, he was able to maneuver a certain way, because he was, you know what I'm saying, a little more financial freedom and stability where he was. So I tell people, don't spend money, and when you got that money coming in, be responsible, because it's something called a break even analysis in business, and that's basically you looking at how much went out, how much came in, and did you break even? Yeah, you know, so you got to make decisions based off of that break even sometimes. So if you truly don't know what's going out, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to know how to manage what's coming in. You know, so we have to have that accountability, and then also looking at dog money versus your work money versus your this money. Leisure. Yeah, and commingling funds. That's another one. I learned that from my boy Till over there at Bully Bree Nation out there in Oklahoma. You know, commingling funds is, you know, in the dog world, we may think we doing real well, you know, because we got a stud fee or we got this or we sold a dog, and whole time we've been paying the bills for the dogs from our regular 9 to 5. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's commingling funds. So if you're really going to be honest with yourself, you got to look at, all right, if I looked at only dogs alone, how much does it cost me per month? Multiply that by 12. And that's what you're going to get. That's how much money you need to make. So I just did this with my dog stuff, and I said, wow, I'm spending $2,000 a month on dogs. That's not like a breeding. That's just food, healthcare. The essentials. $2,000 a month. Pee pads, you know what I'm saying, kitty litter, dine, cocoa soya, whatever. You know, so $2,000 a month. I was like, wow. So that's what? $24,000 a year. Yeah, that's that right there. That's a break even point. Yeah, just to be, and that's not including my breedings. Right. You know, so each breeding you got to throw in, you know, $2,000 to $3,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's me in house. That's in house. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you're really looking at you doing 2-3 breedings a year, you know, you could probably be at 6 to 8. Let's just say 10 grand plus the 24. You had 34 grand. Yeah. A year.
And that fast that it flows through.
And that leads into why people, because, you know, I get a lot, you know, as a breeder, and I know we all do as breeders, you know, we get this a lot. You know, why do they shit gold? You know what I'm saying? We get that, yo. So you just heard it right there, you know, the breakdown of what it cost us, you know what I'm saying, outside of taking care of our families and so forth, and our normal
that's just the essentials. That's not even counting the L's, because there's times that then there's this that we don't talk about. There's times where you take all these stud fees, deposits,
And your
and
stud
you
die.
lose your stud.
Oh,
So
let
now
me-
you're now you have to
This
give
the
the
talk-
stud fees
let me
back.
Talk
So
about it,
do
Mike.
not
Talk
spend that
about
money
your
is what I
biggest
would say.
L in the game, man. Let's go.
Well, hold on. Let me say this about the stud fees. I tell people,
Oh, okay, yeah.
do not lock in unless you locked in. You know what I'm saying? Do not
ready-
lock
you're
in
ready to
unless
go.
you locked in. And for stud owners, I don't take lock-ins. I don't do lock-ins. I don't like to be tied to
Right.
an automatic with somebody. They send me the 500 to 1K, and now I'm locked in with them. You know what? Because I don't know where I'm going to be in 6 months.
Right.
I don't know what I'm going to be
done it.
doing.
And
Oh,
you know what
that's
I'm saying?
true.
I've dealt with the fact that, now I got to return this money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
and
It hurts
it's
because
real.
it's in your pocket
You know what I'm
already,
saying?
so it's
It's
yours.
real, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I had a few lock-ins, man,
Yeah.
at 500,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? And then out of some crazy messed up incident, man, my dog came up missing.
Yeah.
And they're watching me, so they're watching me post, the missing ads and all this, and they're in my DM like, "Yo, we're gonna give you to like next week. If you
I
ain't
want
got
my
your
money
boy
back.
back, you
No
know what I'm saying?
kidding.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
shoot that bread." I'm like, "Oh God, you get 10 people at 500.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Come
Like
on now.
that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's gang.
I tell people, man, don't, you know what I'm saying? Be mindful when you lock in. If you're going to lock in, make sure it's something that you 100% cool with, you know what I'm saying, that you want. But if you're not, you know what I'm saying, don't. And if you're a stud owner, be mindful, you know what I'm saying, of taking those lock-ins, because are you truly ready to get that back if
It's
you
a
have to?
commitment,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like if you have to. So I don't take lock-ins. What I do is when you hit me about my dog, whatever his stud fee is at that point in time, I'll always honor it.
Okay, I like that.
You don't
literally,
get that a lot. You really don't.
Yeah, so that's my mental mark of like, all right, you hit me. Well, how much? What you open them up at? All right, 1K. So anybody hit me for these boys, if 20 people hit me for 1K and it's 2 years later and it's stud fee 5K,
still
I'm still doing the 1K.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I've done that with people where they've
Wow.
locked in Quavo, you know what I'm saying, 1K, when I first opened him up, dude end up doing his breeding 3 years later at 1K. You know what I'm saying? Because I said, you hit me at this
That's
price.
big.
I try to honor that, to the
Right,
best of my
right.
ability. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I do plan on doing a lot more consistently when people hit me. Because it's an honor that you hit me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Respect. It's an honor that you hit me, that you show interest. So by that, I'm gonna show some love and respect back to you.
Right.
For sure.
Oh, wow.
So how do we make the game better moving forward, Mike? Like, I mean, because it's obvious, man, you're a big influence on the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've been that. I mean, you've touched from the East Coast to down south, the West Coast. I mean, I've seen you recently at Long Beach Poly doing some mentoring and so forth. We're going to get a little bit into that. You know what I'm saying? But where do you see that we can improve in the bully community and moving forward? Where's the game going, man?
Man, we can improve in a lot of areas. But first, I got to say this. Before I say where we can improve, I got to say we killing it in a lot of areas. It's a lot of areas the bully world is thriving in. Entrepreneurship is a big,
sure.
big area that a lot of people have these opportunities to do things because of the bully community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Myself,
lot of
I'm
people.
I'm an MC. I book 34 shows, you know what I'm saying, traveling all over. It's a blessing, so when I look at the bully community, first, it's just so many things. Kids getting in the ring, dancing, having fun, jumping up and down. You see parents hugging each other,
Life.
you know what I'm saying, and just
Yeah, it's a
enjoying their
beautiful
kids at the
moment.
show. So many beautiful moments. People proposing at shows,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, people proposing at shows.
Yo,
Wanna
that's
marry
huge.
me? That's how you gonna do it, okay? I'm letting you guys know right
Y'all heard
now.
But
I'm gonna need it at the ring.
Yo, that's
She said,
I'm a
"Need
dog
the ring,
woman."
need the ring at the ring. Meet me at the ring with the
meet
ring."
me at the ring with the ring.
But so those are the amazing things we're seeing. We're seeing autism awareness at shows. We're seeing all different type of stuff. So we killing it, especially with the entrepreneurial opportunities. You can sell shirts, you can sell hats, you can sell whatever you want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that we need to highlight more of. If the game want to get better, You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things that we got to really, really start doing in this game is removing our emotions.
Ooh, that's a big one.
That's the one we need to do. We need to get rid of that. You know what I'm
call
saying?
them feminine traits.
Yeah, feminine traits. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think I don't know who said. I don't know if it was Billy Butcher or Jay-Z, but he said, "Man, your skirt lifted up and your ovary showing." I don't know. You know, I think we gotta get.
That was Benny.
Yeah, I think it was Benny, right?
Sure
Was it Benny?
That was
Yeah,
Benny.
it was
Shouts
Benny the
out to
Butcher.
Benny.
You know what I mean? Benny the Butcher. The Butcher
I
coming.
love
You know,
him.
but
Yeah.
that's something that I'm like, you know, we gotta get control over that.
Yeah.
And then also we gotta pick up the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you conflict resolution, man, like get my book, The Art of Talking Shit, because I talk about conflict resolution a lot in there. And if you arguing with somebody through Messenger or texting and
Live.
it's not it's not getting resolved in two messages back and forth or three, pick up the phone.
Yeah, because
Right.
messages get misconstrued.
Misconstrued, misinterpreted. Pick up the phone. So I got a rule of thumb. If I text you and you text me back and I don't get it, I text you text me back and it's kind of controversial, I say,
call.
hey, call me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I'll just call you. So I think if we did more of that in the game, put our egos and pride aside, you know, the game would be a lot better. But that's communication is the #1 flaw in the game. Whether it's, oh, I locked in this stuffy and now he's not honoring it. Whether it's, oh, he said this to me or he didn't like my picture. You know, miscommunication.
Right. Or he told me my dog was ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like talk about it. You know, we grown. A lot of us is grown, so we should be able to have adult conversations.
Without
it's the
going
cowards.
live with it too, because I
Yeah.
mean I'm on the lives heavy, so
When you go live, I'm gonna tell you this. My take. When you go live with that, that's snitching where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's corny. That's snitching. You know what I'm saying? So if you got an issue with somebody, you resolve it in private. You resolve it in a respectful way. But if you going live, you got an issue with somebody, and now you going live and talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you didn't go live when it was benefiting you?
Right.
That's that, and that's why I say, you know, when we talk about snitching, it's when somebody want to talk about something when all of a sudden now they're not eating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was okay. It was okay over
Just a
here.
week ago.
Yeah, it was okay just a week ago. We all rolled like this.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
all was outside together.
Yeah.
Now that
Facts.
you're not part of this, you want to be out here and be a chatty patty about what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just think that's something in the
You
game
losing
that
paperwork.
Yeah. So
I think it's crazy too because you know you got a lot of people going out on live airing out the dirty laundry. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really giving the game a black eye. Like you said, man, chop it up with that person one-on-one. You know what I mean? You get these lives where it's, you know, F this person and I hate this person and this person is trash. But like we talking about just a week ago,
not
everything
even
was
that.
Gucci.
3 days later,
Yeah.
they're all live together
Yeah.
again.
No,
So when it
so
comes
look,
to shows,
so look.
ain't no more beef, right?
Nah.
You're not
So look,
hopping on live with me again after you disrespect
Nah,
me.
check this out. I'ma say this.
Say
I'ma
it,
say
dude.
this.
Yeah.
Be careful when you jump out here and you take until you start taking sides.
Oh, that too.
Be careful because people be beefing and then we get caught in the crossfire.
crossfire.
And now we taking a side and we real sturdy on it. Nah, I'm rocking with him. I'm rocking with him, man. That's my boy, you know what I'm saying? They'll F them, this, that, and the third. And guess what?
They're
like you
friends
said,
again.
they're friends again a week later. Now you look stupid.
You're assed out.
Now you look stupid because you went out and you made a decision to rock with this person on a misunderstanding. You have no true idea because you
Right.
super loyal or whatever the case, and
What's
now
the
they
saying?
friends.
What is it? There's his, hers, and the truth.
Yeah. So
facts.
let that simmer down. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it about the dogs. Keep the emotions out of it. Your
Emotions.
personal feelings and all that. And keep it about the dogs. I think that'll clean up a lot of the BS that's going on in the game right now, man. You know what I mean? But
Definitely.
going back into the mentoring shit, man, do you got anything in the future for young breeders coming up? Because like I said, I seen you over there at Long Beach Poly. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little about that situation.
Yeah, man. So big ups, man. As a lot of y'all know, I do motivational speaking too. Whether it's kids, adults, corporate, whatever, it don't matter. You know, I can pull up. You know what I'm saying? I talk about whatever you need me to talk about. You know, to get people to do the things that they need to do to thrive. So yeah, man. Been invited to some high schools and had 2 recent speaking engagements. One was for high school males. So it's males, and we talked about sex, money, and drugs. You know what I'm saying? And we kept it all the way real. You know what I'm saying? Sex, money, and drugs.
Documented? Is there somewhere we can go to watch it on YouTube?
Yeah, so coming up on YouTube, make sure you follow me at Wavemakers Only Club on YouTube. So all the videos and stuff is posted over there. You know, you get a lot of my 1 minute motivational videos over there too that you can play.
I wasn't aware you had those.
Yeah. So that the YouTube channel is up definitely. So Wavemakers Only Club, one word. You search it, you'll be able to see it. So, you know, being able to go speak to the kids is huge. You know, big ups to Big Boo again, because that's something that he kind of taught me, like, you know, get back to the community and the kids. So we talked sex, money, and drugs. It was crazy.
Right.
And I mean, we talking real, like big homie talk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
which is what they need. They need
like
what we need in a dog game too, because
cutthroat.
see, a lot of people don't like to acknowledge the fact that there's a dog breeder in everybody's life, right? We all grew up in a community where there were dogs around, and there were drugs around, there was sex around, there was money around, and it's all tied into one, right? You know what I'm saying? So speaking on those topics to our youth is like
fundamental.
Yeah, man.
It is fun. It is fundamental, and we got to redefine cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to redefine cool.
Well, it's a new generation. It's like I had posted something the other day, and it was, we're, in a sense, parents from the hood raising suburban kids now.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got to humble them and bring them back to where we came from. Before we have a bunch of little shit talkers online.
yeah, for real. And you know, when it comes to that future, you know, and I'm telling you, The Art of Talking Shit is an amazing book, and it talks about communication across generations. You know what I'm saying? Communication across generations is important because, you know, if you was a baby boomer, you may have been taught, you know, work hard, be quiet. You know, if you a millennial, you told to, you know what I'm saying, speak up. You know what I'm saying? And if you Generation Z, you was told to do whatever the hell you feel like doing. You know, but regardless, behind any of these generations, the number one thing is respect. So it don't matter which generation you talk to, respect. So in this dog game, we find a lot of the old breeders not in alignment with the young breeders. A lot of the young breeders not in alignment with the old breeders. Right. And a lot of people don't realize that's a slave mentality.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a slave mentality, and that comes from Willie Lynch letter. You know, where, you know, you have Willie Lynch divide and conquer, right? Basically, they was inquiring why his slaves were so well mannered, and he basically broke it down and said, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. You know, I put mom against daughter, I put husband against wife, I put light skin against dark skin, and basically when I do that, it runs itself. They are within competition of themselves, so they work extra hard. And when they work extra hard, him as the master benefits. He gonna benefit. And he looked at them and said, every time your slave do something, you hit him.
The competition's
you
taking
take him
itself
down.
out.
You know, so when you hit somebody, take them down, and they're your slave, what you gonna do? Lose work.
You're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose work, and you're not productive. And that same mentality is in the bully community right now, because you see the young heads going against the old heads going against this.
Way.
Yeah,
the
it's
females
cool. You gotta give respect where it's given,
you know what I'm saying?
mean,
But like you said, the respect thing is all across the board to each generation. When you remove the respect out of it, then it's just a divide and conquer situation. You know? But that ties into as well, like the question that we asked earlier about, you know, going to shows and how important it is. You know what I mean? Like, no, a big name breeder doesn't need to be at every show, but to give that young breeder that opportunity
to meet you,
connect with you and soak that game up. That's one of the reasons that I really admire and respect your movement. You know what I'm saying? And is a fan of it, because it's like, you know, we can talk to you. We see Mike, even though Mike Diego is the publisher, the dog breeder, the nurse, the military.
I'm outside.
Yo, but you right there. You know
like
what I'm
Jadakiss said, I'm outside. He said, well, yeah. He said, I'm in New York. Jadakiss said, I'm in New York. I'm outside. I don't live in Florida.
But it's true. We do have to be out there. Like I myself pride myself. You know, a lot of the younger generation of breeders they attach themselves to me. I don't know if it's the motherly figure, but then recently I took a few of them out to a reptile show just to hang out with my son and me and just chill. Because at the end of the day, they're coming up and they're looking up to us. So if we're not attainable and easy to talk to, then it's like they grew up and they're like, yeah, fuck that person. I remember growing up, they didn't give me no. Now I'm this, and we might need something from them. Not even, and it sucks. So I think we really need to.
Who's your protege, I might say, man? Who's coming up, you know what I'm saying, underneath the Wavemaker himself with the hosting and all that, man? Who you looking out there?
You know what? When it comes to MC and the shows and stuff like that, one of the guys that, you know, I really take to for whatever reason, you know, I think it's just his uniqueness and hard work and ethic is my guy Zoe, you know, Alonzo. You know,
he's out of Florida, right?
Nah, he's out of Cali.
He's
out of Cali. Yeah, he got a fuller vibe to him though.
Yeah,
he definitely got a fuller vibe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it that you see a younger, like, of yourself in him?
Nah, he's definitely older than me. But he just, you know, he fearless. You know what I'm saying? He fearless. You know, he's somebody that's just fearless. He's not afraid to put himself out there, and he's creative. So as far as just the MC side, that's definitely one person. When it comes to the breedings, you know what I'm saying? You know, mentoring a couple people. You know, big up to Tevin. You know what I'm saying? The Bully Plug, Marathon Bullies Bully Plug. You know, big ups to him. You know, I think that was just natural because of Big Boo just linking us together. And then also Hector Los Primos Bullies, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to him. You know, that's another person that I mentor. And I'm gonna be opening up one more real exclusive mentoring spot. You know what I'm saying? I don't charge anything or nothing like that. It's just I just look at how much I could give in to people so that it's worth their while. So like, you know, Tevin take off. He doing this thing right now.
Teach one.
You know what I'm saying? He got his productions on the ground. You know, he's going state to state with shows. You know what I'm saying? Hector, he's going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Taking over Chino area, shipping semen all over the place, you know? Yeah. So they good. You know what I'm saying? They good.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, since they good, you know, now I'm just sitting back and I'm watching. I'm like, all right, who I'm gonna put under my wing, you know what I'm saying, next, and just start feeding them that game, you know? So this one's gonna be that's automatic. That's automatic. That's automatic. Automatic. We you know what I mean?
Let's go.
In the next one, I'm definitely going to be looking for a female. So that's one thing. So I got a couple.
I'm like, hey, I'm right here.
Yeah. So I got a couple of my. Speaking of females, man, exclusive.
Let's go.
So Ms. P, we talked about this a little bit, but with the magazines, every year it's a different theme. You know what I'm saying? It's a different theme. And we coming crazy this year because, you know, that remember them double XL covers with the freshmen?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Breeders and stuff like that. That's the next magazine gonna have that focus.
Right.
So you're gonna have.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
Man, hit the horns one time, P. Come on, man. You gotta hit the horns on the bit.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh, there's the applause. We'll get that.
Yeah, we can get that. We can get that. Yeah. There we go.
So
that's dope.
Yeah, so it's going to be them up and coming breeders. I'm looking at breeders that's been breeding less than 6 years. You know, I picked 6 years because, you know, it takes a while. Female damn near 2 years old by the time you could probably get a good solid litter offer. And then the pups got to be about, you know what I'm saying, a year, some change prior to you can even see what they turned out to, if all that worked out. So, 0 to 6 years. So we got a couple people on the cover, Young Fee from out in Florida, Mr. I don't even got to touch Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? He's coming for Rookie of the Year, you know what I'm saying? He's been putting in work. So, you got him on the cover. You got BJ from South Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to my guy BJ, Pro Performance Pet Shop. Big ups to them, you know what I'm saying? But you got him, he putting in work. He gonna be on the cover. And I'm gonna leak a few more from them up and coming breeders.
Is this just bully breeders, or is this, Frenchie, EBs, and all?
All of them.
Everything.
All of them. Yeah, all of them.
Heard it right
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
All of them.
Keep putting that work in. We watching.
So we got those just two. Those are just two that I'm letting y'all know about right now, man, because they really just stared it out. But talking about mentoring and the females and all that, I'm a girl dad. You know what I'm saying? True story, girl dad. You know what I'm saying? You see the plug, girl dad.
Yeah.
It's my daughter's book.
Where can we find that at, bro?
You can get this on Amazon too. Barnes & Noble, Amazon.
Let's go.
It's go ahead and order it there, you know. And it's a book about a girl and her dad, you know, in regards to these bullies and breeding bullies and the ups and downs that you go through by showing your dog. So get that, man. But, you know, since I'm a girl dad, I said, man, I got to do a ladies magazine.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? I got to do a ladies magazine. So we're going to have an edition with the ladies on
Him
there.
and I have spoken.
Yeah.
No, him and I have spoken.
Yeah,
already.
so you know, we got OG ladies that's gonna be in there, you know, like Michelle Chavez, you got like Jamie Sweet, you know, we got Rachel who's gonna be in there, you know what I'm saying, we got Miss Cloud, Cloud9 Bullet, she's gonna be in there. It's gonna be crazy. Right. And then on the flip side of that is going to be the backside is going to be the kids. Nice. So we're going to highlight the women and we're going to highlight the kids together, you know what I'm saying, to show that unity and that
Making
love.
The wave, bro,
yeah, man.
sure,
so I'm excited. I'm stoked about that.
Hey, you mentioned something, and I really want to know, man, just some more game that we want to put out there. What's a good time? When do you breed your female, man? What age are you breeding your female?
You know what? I like to wait till after a year. I like to wait till after a year. And sometimes it get a little tricky. I think the rule is 10 months. Yeah. I think that's where they say you could breed your female. I like to wait till after a year. Right, and if it is like around 10 months, I would say I just got to really watch the female.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
No particular on first, second heat, that year mark?
Yeah, I'm usually, you know, I try to wait to the second. And the reason I say that is because if the first is after a year, then I'm more than likely going to run it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the first, so that's that. But regardless, that's the big thing, the maturity. I look at my female and I just say, nah, you still young and dumb, running around the yard, clawing up the wall, you know, crying it up. Nah, you're not ready. Right. You know, you're not ready. So that's what I do.
Because a lot of people jump into the game, man. You know, we just recently and still are in a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? The bully game really exploded with a lot of new breeders. You know what I'm saying? During this time,
the bag was real.
Yeah, man, and they were producing a lot of dogs that shouldn't have been produced. You know, based off of a lot of factors
we got a bunch of EDD puppies running around.
You know, the dog, the female not being ready, them not knowing what they doing. You know, all that, man. Give us your get down on what you feel about that time frame and that era, man, when PPP hit, man.
You know, it was about the chicken, the fetty, the money. You know what I mean? And people was out to get it by any means. You know what I mean? The economy was doing bad. You know what I'm saying? We really had to sit back and look at, you know, people getting kicked out their homes. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it did bring some discord to the breed because everybody wanted to jump in, make money real quick. But you know, it's up to us to get that back. Right. It's up to us to fix it.
We're at a part now where we're weeding them out.
I think they're weeding themselves out.
Exactly.
You know what? They're weeding themselves out. I made a post. You know what I'm saying, last week, and I said, you know, remember that person you was arguing with? Mm-hmm. They don't even breed dogs now.
Nah, they don't.
You know what I mean? Like they weed themselves out. So, you know, be mindful who you gonna spend arguing with. You know, the only person I'm arguing with is my wife. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the only person.
And we still not going to bed mad.
Right. You sure? I ain't doing that. I mean, at all. You know what I'm saying?
Put your leg on mine.
Yeah. Right. So I think like for the new breeders, you know, we got to stop telling them this is going to be hard, badass. You know, because they spent the bag,
keep it real,
or they got money. Nah, keep it real with them.
Keep it funky.
These new breeders, they come to me and they hit my inbox. Hey, yo, Mike, I want to use your stud. I'm like, okay. I said, send me a picture of the dog you like. They send me a picture. They send me the picture of the dog they like. I'm like, why you don't use him? They're like, oh, well, I like your boy. But if this is the dog that you like, go use that dog.
Yeah,
you know. So I think as seasoned breeders, we gotta redirect.
Start turning down that.
We gotta tone it down and redirect.
Don't be afraid to put money in someone else's pocket. I think that's what it is. Is that you don't want to put money in someone else. You want to keep it for yourself.
Yeah.
And you're watering down the dogs.
And
all
10
money
out of 10
ain't good money.
All money ain't good money. And 10 out of 10 times, if you ask me, like some people also go, hey, Mike, you know, I want to use your dog. I'm like, what are you looking for? This. I'm like, all right. I'm telling you, I think my dog is the dog for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will let people know.
But you're one of the few breeders, bro, that have said that publicly, like you will turn down the bag for the betterment of the culture, because a lot of these big breeders, man, it don't matter, bro. They don't put a face. They don't want to see what they don't even care. It's just send the 2,500, send the 5K, whatever you do with it, you do with it. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that needs to be addressed. So take notes, y'all.
Real talk, man. You know, somebody hit me, had 2 females in heat. You know, he like, Mike, I want to run them. One to Quavo, one to Farrah. I want to run both these females to your yard. And I was like, tell me a little bit about what you want. And he told me, and I'm like, you know what? You should go take those females to King Coda. And he was like, huh? I was like, you told me what you want, but I'm telling you should take it to King Coda. Come on, that was easy money I could have made. Easy money. So I said, so boom. I linked him up with my boy Hector, Los Primos Bullies, and then he went and took his females over there to King Coda. You know what I'm saying? Got exactly what he was looking for. And he called me, he's like, Mike, I can't believe you ain't like push your own stud on me.
Right.
I said, I didn't, but that's still my blood.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? But I know this is the better dog for what you're looking for.
Go ahead and go to the source.
Yeah, so I'm like, look, this is the better dog. So he got his litter, he was happy, and then, you know, full circle, you know, my boy Hector, you know, he called me to tell me, you know, thanks, Mike, appreciate the lob and all that. But that's what it is. Each one teach one. One hand watch the other, both hands watch the face.
Setting the standard high, man, because I'm not going to lie, man, I done been to a few shows, you know what I'm saying, this year, and some of them dogs that's coming in the ring, it's like, yo, don't put them dogs in the ring, man. Like, just keep them at home as pets. So, you know, you get an example right there of what bettering the community looks like, the quality of the dog, to make it that much easier
honest with
for
one
the
another
judge.
too,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
honestly,
it
took a kid breeder. Me and him were joking back and forth. Thad, shouts out to Thad. And he was like, your dog has a high rear. And I was like, I kind of started looking at her one day. I'm like, damn, she do kind of got a high rear. But it takes honesty.
Nah, you know what? Be honest. And this is a recommendation I give a lot of people. Yo, have somebody that could come look at your yard. That is not going to be afraid to tell you
the truth.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a couple people that do that. Big ups to my guy Daylight. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Daylight, man.
Yo.
He's definitely one person that, you know, he was just at the house yesterday. Was babysitting his dog Biggie. You know what I'm saying? And he'll give me the one over on my yard.
So who you taking? The Brindle
stack off.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
let's talk about it, man.
Hey, let me tell you, man. Big ups to Mike. Big ups to Mike. Big ups to Daylight, man. Right now, you know, if you're gonna come for the king, you know, the Brindles. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to knock them out. It can't be close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, Biggie.
I don't know if you just dog said it was good.
He hard. He hard. Short back. Yo,
compact.
short. I mean, compact. Nice, crazy fronts on him. Dope headpiece, and he active. I mean, he active.
moving.
His tongue ain't hanging out. He running around. He active.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But I gotta say, you know what I'm saying? Sonic, that boy active too. I think Sonic the fastest bully alive, man. I seen that dude. Right. He got to be the fastest bully alive. I swear, they should race him. They should race him, man. They should race him. Daylight and Mike. Yeah, man. Daylight and Mike, man.
We gonna have a race first, y'all.
After the stack off, you know what I'm saying? The tiebreaker go to the dog that can run the fastest, man. Because you know what I'm saying? Man. Because Sonic is Sonic. That dude be out. And you know what I'm saying? Daylight boy, he be going too. So big ups to Daylight, man. Because like I said, have people that can come to your yard, tell you what's nice, tell you what you need to do. Joe Cali used to do that for me. One time I called him to my yard. I was like, hey, come look over my yard. He looked at it and he was like, yeah, Mike, you behind.
How'd you take that? How did it make you feel? Initially.
I was confused.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because 80% of the dogs I got from him.
Oh shit.
So I was like,
you're like, hold on, you sold me some bullshit.
What?
I'm like, hold
you're
on.
being a hypocrite right now.
I'm like, this yours. And he was like, bro.
5 years ago.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, bro. He said, I had the same stuff, but I kept breeding and mine's kept getting up. He was like, you keep having issues. Your female's not taking. You having one pup litters. The pup's not living. He's like, bro, all of these issues you having, your stuff is now outdated.
Yeah.
And this was the dopest thing.
Then you're recreating the breeding that you lost. You're so focused on recreating that breeding that you're not realizing that we're on a different way.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So he hit me with that. So I was kind of like, damn. And I said to him, what I got to do, man? He said, yo, you need to go get a bad female. He's like, hey, you need to be ready to go spin. And I was like, how much you think I should spend? He was like, man, you got to be ready to spend like 15K for a bad female. So you know me, I'm like, boom. I went right in my 401k. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
a lot of people don't know about that.
I'm gonna take this serious. You know what I'm saying? When you take money from yourself, you know you're gonna pay that back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't pay yourself back, don't take money from nobody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then also, if you borrow something, that means you return it. Just for those of you who watch it. So if you borrow some money, you know, you borrow, give it back.
Don't make them call you.
Yeah, don't make them call you.
You know you owe it. Stop posting your boats and your cars knowing you owe this man money.
Yeah, man. And keep the same energy when you pay it back.
Yeah.
You know, when you was like, yo, bro, yo.
I got
No, yo, bro, me my money back too. You know what I'm saying?
Like get my nigga his money back.
They be so mad too, like here.
You know what I mean?
I guess you can have your funky ass money back.
Yeah,
I mean, keep
$20.
Yeah,
man.
It wasn't funky when you needed it.
right. But yeah, man, I forgot what topic I was
boy
on.
came to the yard.
Oh yeah, this was the dope thing that he said to me. He was like, you need to spend like 15. So boom, went took the money out, and this one I knew he was a real one. We sitting at his house, and he was like, Mike, I'm looking for a dog for you. I help you. And I'm looking, and I'm like, man, he know I got 15. He ain't even try to sell me a dog.
Wow.
That's when I had like the utmost respect for him.
I'm looking for a dog. Not I got something in the back.
Yeah, he like, yo, I'm trying to help you find the dog you need to get to the next level. And he could have sold me.
Wanted you to,
I had already spent $40,000 with the man.
Yeah.
He could have took another 15, and I probably would have believed him.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? So boom. He was like, and then I looked and I seen because I had just bought Pacino from him, and
crazy boy.
Pacino's sister, littermate, was there. And I was like, why you don't sell me her? And he was like, come on, man. Can't do that.
That's the super sauce.
He looked at me like, what? Yeah. And I said, look, man, sell her to me, man. Give me 2 prices. Give me a cash out price. That's why I got that shirt cashed out on the bull. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a dope trophy. You know, we getting that custom made. We'll talk about the 3D printed trophies and all that later. You know what I'm saying?
Go.
But, you know, he did that, man.
Wow.
And it stuck with me for the rest of my life. Like the way he moved with that, I was like, you know what? He sold it to me.
Yeah.
And I cashed out.
Wow.
I was like, nah, I ain't giving you no pupbacks, player.
Yeah.
Yo, take your bag.
Let's talk about
God
it.
bless.
I'm gonna elevate my
You know what I'm
yard.
saying? And I'm gonna elevate my yard, and I haven't looked back. And truth be told, when I say Pacino blood, I'm really talking about Botana, Pacino, littermate sister, and Pacino. You know what I'm saying? So when I say Pacino blood, it's both of them, because Quavo is off of Pacino, littermate sister. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the other bloods in my yard is all through Pacino.
Right.
You know, so I really wanted to line breed them as much as possible to keep that blood tight.
That's dope, bro.
Speaking of blood types, are there any right now that maybe are in your top 5 outside of your own camp?
Now, so when you say that, we talking, I'm taking that as, is there any specific looks?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody with
Just
a
Right, because blood don't mean shit.
I gotta say my man KC Williams. You know what I'm saying? KC Williams, big ups to him. Probably one of the most consistent looking yards that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Well, that he did with Payday. You know, he gotta give him his flowers, man. Much respect to him on that. And then also another yard I gotta say is Fang. Fang, you know, that man yard is super consistent as well. And you know, big up to Manny, DCF Bulls, you know, crazy consistent yard. You know, also George, can't leave that out. You know, I seen George dogs, man, and it was so crazy with the consistency of the look.
Right.
He pulled out one dog, he put it back, he pulled out another dog, it looked like the last dog, he put it back, he pulled out another dog, it looked like the last dog, he put it back, and it was like either it was just like a blue or a black or a little bit taller or shorter. By the time he got to the 7th dog, I was like, look, George, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
I get it.
saying.
You the king of this, man.
Yeah,
Like, yo, like that's crazy. You really got all these dogs here, and they all look alike.
Consistency.
Yeah.
That joint tripped me. It tripped me out. So
dope.
that's what I strive for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what
What's
I
up?
strive for. So those are a few people. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that that's all, but off the top of my head, you know what I'm saying? Definitely Manny, definitely
They
George.
give you that double take. Like,
Yeah, Casey Williams, Fame, X-Stack. You know, X-Stack, they definitely got that too, you know, consistency wise in their yard. So those will probably be on my radar. That's my goal for my yard.
Man, so you've been in the game for a minute. You've been around, you know what I'm saying? Just explain that. You know, what was it like coming into the exotic dog era? Because we talked about it from, you know, the XLs, the Razor's Edge, the Gotti line, so forth. And then 1 year, it was like, yo, boom, we got these little
bullies.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
here you go.
What was that experience like for you, man? Talk about it from the origin of it.
Yo, it was crazy because, you know, we was into the Edge, you know, the Gotti line and stuff like that. And, you know, like any business, any successful business space, you know, there's a monopoly. You know what I mean? And the monopoly is basically that there's options.
Right.
You know, you got a Burger King, you got a McDonald's, you got a Nordstrom's, you got a, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Neiman Marcus,
you know, Neiman Marcus, you know, Saks, Fifth Avenue, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And watching that transition was crazy.
Right.
Because it was terrible.
Talk about it,
It
man.
was terrible.
A lot of
It
people
was
don't-
terrible.
A lot of people ain't
Nah,
even
And
been
I've heard a lot
around.
about it.
It was-
'cause,
talk
my-
about it.
yeah.
It was terrible.
You know what I mean?
It was terrible. And you know what? I can't sit here because I'll probably be a hypocrite if I don't say this. Like, I was part of the terribleness. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
we had to go through it.
yeah, because I was a person saying dogs should have a tail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dogs shouldn't have this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm saying this, and as I educated myself more, you know what I'm saying? If you know better, you do better.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? I just started
But
educating
you
myself.
were able to be teachable.
Yeah,
you have to be.
You gotta be. So when I say it was terrible for the breed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Terrible for the breed because the dogs look like trash. You know what I'm saying? Look like trash. You had the F1s being bred. You had this breed being introduced. This breed being introduced, and it wasn't no balance. So
Right.
when you look at that balance that we was trying to achieve across the board, man, you had high rears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People
Crazy.
wasn't understanding by adding the
Bulldog.
bulldog in there. You know what I'm saying? That the bone grows different.
It
You know what I'm
grows
saying?
way different
It
from a
grows
kid.
it goes way different. So how much weight can you put on the puppies? You know what you can do and what you can't. And the litters was dropping.
Yeah, I heard.
everywhere.
Well, some of them were being pet homes.
Yo,
others were
it was
being
terrible.
drowned. I
It
heard,
was terrible.
yeah.
It was terrible.
You ain't lying, Pete. That was real.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was terrible. When
It was knocking them off.
when I say the puppies was dying because people wasn't used to having heavy puppies that you can't just let them, you know, lay them flat on their chest. You
Right.
know, it was a lot going
Or
on.
leave them in the backyard in the
ready,
summer,
I think,
for that
yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Different
We're
things
going from
like that.
full functional dogs that have puppies under the house and
Right, right.
bring them out like, hey, I got puppies.
So with that
to
being
now
said,
being
bro,
needed to help.
do you think that there's some point in the game where the bulls need to be taken back to whatever created the bull breed, or do you think that they're far enough down in their own lane to where they don't need to be taken back to the origin of what made them?
Nah, I'm there with it. You know, I think it's been enough different breeds or whatever introduced into the breed to where now we could breed consistently and responsibly. You know what I mean? If you want something, that's why I got my two boys. You know, like I
Right.
showed earlier.
Right.
You know, one's gonna have a little tighter frame, a little tighter skin, a little bit of a muzzle. The other one's got a little more pushed in muzzle. You know what I'm saying? A little more thicker on the girth. You know, so we have options,
Right,
You
right.
know, we have options to
keep moving forward.
to move forward. So we don't need to, you know, go back and, you know, bring this in or breed that breed in. You know, the breed is where it is now because of all that.
So what do you think about the hybrids, right? You know about the hybrids coming out, right? Like, to me, it's just so confusing. Like, I'm like, why are we calling them hybrids? I mean, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like we're making a new category, I guess. You know what I mean?
What you mean by
I think
hybrids? What you mean by
I think because
hybrids?
we're so heavy into it. I mean, mind you, when they were mixed to make the bully, it's 20 years. We're 20 years in now.
They're calling it a
So
hybrid.
they're calling a hybrid when they're running
from
it
a
back
bully
to an
EB, and they're saying it's a hybrid.
Well, I think this my translation of that. It's
Or Frenchie. Sometimes it's Frenchie.
yeah. So it's,
whatever.
I think it's it allows for people to breed freely. So by calling it a hybrid, even though we know it to be the same thing, on this side, on the left side, you know exactly what happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's a certain level of integrity over here because you calling it a hybrid, and guess what? I bred this EB to this bully and got this. You know what I'm saying? Whereas on the other side, you calling it exotic, you don't know where the stud. You know what I mean? What are the foundation studs of this breed?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are the foundation studs that made this to what it is today?
Right.
Now over here, I can respect them saying a hybrid. Maybe the name ain't really.
That's what
I think the name don't align.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should just call it like
Sounds
we call it the
2.0.
F1s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we called it. We called it F1s or F2s or whatever the case may be. But I think it's good to say it out loud. Say it with your chest. You know what I mean? If that's what you're gonna do, say it with your chest.
Because it wasn't always smiled upon, like we just talked about. It was real ugly out there.
Man, it was spooky, man. These dogs look crazy. They look terrible. You know what I mean? But big ups to everybody that took the criticism and stuck it through. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is they started breeding responsibly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because there still is some dogs out there, bro, that I'm gonna just say it, man. Like, I feel like if your dog's not functional, man, it's not a good look, man. I mean, it's just not fair for the animal or for the person that's buying it, not understanding that dog is gonna come with major issues.
A lot of these dogs that's not functional, it's not even their genetics. It's their genetics are mismanaged. You know what I'm saying? It's not the genetic in the dog that make the dog messed up. It's the genetics are mismanaged. And the number one killer for these dogs and mismanaging their genetics is putting too much weight on them.
Right.
That is the number one killer.
Too much of the EB look.
Too much of that EB look where you putting so much weight on this dog. When you put that weight on the dog,
them so small.
Yeah, you want them so small. You putting this weight on them, and they're so young. Man, you got to think about it. Would you want a 2-year, a 70-pound 2-year-old?
Nah, yeah, facts.
I was just gonna say it's like an overweight child. They can't handle
you can't handle it. It's too much. It's too overwhelming. And that's where the bones start poking out. That's where the joints start. You know what I'm saying with the arthritis. That's where the rear is actually a normal rear.
Right.
But the bow is so crazy.
And now
and they look high, but if you straighten out the bow, the dog top line is probably immaculate. So it's a fine balance of knowing when to put the weight on your dogs. I tell everybody, I pick up my dogs, or I have my puppies. Right when it's time to sell them, you want them to be you want them to be chunky and looking good. But every time I buy my dog or my keeper, I take the weight off them.
Yeah, me too.
When I say take the weight off,
I keep
till about 7 months.
Yeah.
That's when I slowly start bringing that weight back on them. Their bones are big enough. They bow don't get too crazy.
I do that with my EBs, bro.
Yeah.
I keep them, as lean as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in this Cali weather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That heat and so forth.
Yeah.
And then when they start getting older, you know what I mean? When their bones start developing and so forth, go ahead and put that weight back on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree. 1,000%.
Now that we have you here, and it's been such a pleasure having you and be able to pick your brain and see all the things that you do. I do want to ask you one last thing. What do you feel has been your biggest accomplishment thus far?
Man, that's a good question.
Many.
That's a real good question. My greatest.
What are you most proud of?
The thing I'm most proud of. Okay. I'll probably have to do two. I probably have to do two things.
Okay.
I would say one is, seeing other people go off. That's the thing I'm most proud of when, somebody's like, I get a call from or message somebody from jail, and they like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I saw your dogs in the magazine and I just bought my first bully. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, that's the type of stuff that I'm proud of when somebody that's locked up, you know what I'm saying? They wife hitting me talking about, my husband wanted to know this question about a breeding and what you thought. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said we got to redefine cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Redefine cool. You know, so when I see people leveling up off of the stuff I put out there, whether it's the Dog Breeders Handbook, you know, the Level Up magazine. Somebody told me the other day, man, they said, look, I was on Level Up magazine. This thing saved my life. I was like, what you mean? He said, yo, and big ups to my guy Dre. You know what I'm saying? 817 Dre out there in
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, owner of Ferdinand out there in Texas. He gonna be on the cover too, so he gonna be on the cover. One of the, you know what I'm saying? He
definitely needs to be.
Yeah,
on
he
the
gonna
cover.
be on the cover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he told his testimony. He was like, look, they was about to try to send me back to jail. Said I ain't have a job. I showed them your magazine. I was in the magazine. I told them I'm a breeder.
Wow.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like that's the stuff.
That's
like
I'm really big on
when
that
you hear
too
me
with
say,
the,
when you said like yo, what are you most proud of? Like that's dope. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm proud that somebody was in a magazine and they was able to take this and mark it up and be like, look, this is what I do.
Kept his freedom.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I have that weakness as well. Like with my father that was in and out of prison growing up. That's my weakness also.
Yeah.
Just looking at them and like, how can I help you stay out?
Yeah.
I want you to stay out.
And
like,
a lot of us do these dogs to stay out. So I would say that's the one thing, you know, being able to help people level up. That's dope to me. I like to see them, you know what I'm saying, transition, make it happen, you know what I'm saying, go get the bag, take care of their family. Like that's dope. That's dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Like to see him level up with a stud.
Responsibilities growing up.
Yeah, it's enough money for everybody out here. It's enough money in the world.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Money is not a shortage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the next show that we gonna catch you at, MC and turning up, man?
So
where can we catch you at, bro?
Next show is actually going to be July 23rd. It's going to be right out here in Los Angeles. So it's my guy Gabe. He started on a Rockefeller. If you haven't been to one of his shows, one of the dopest shows, you know, he be having them in a nightclub too. Like it's pretty dope. Yeah, it's a straight up nightclub setting, but it's got a dog vibe to it. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the next show I'll be at, and I'm gonna be debuting my couple stack off at that show. So hey, hear me that my couple stack off at that show. It's gonna be next July 23rd, and
you painted this one. Oh.
Yeah.
You painted this one as well? Sorry, he painted the one in the background as well.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of y'all don't know. Some of y'all do know, man. I'm an artist.
I like this.
You know what I'm saying? And this one right here is called Big Flex. And, you know, what greater flex is it for a man to have his dogs and have his wife where she can flex just as hard as you? You know what I'm saying? So this is actually going to be limited printed editions of this. So along with the trophy. So when a couples go in the ring, and they stack off, they'll get a canvas print of this right here for the winners. So we're going to be mixing it up. And this is what being a Wavemaker about. It's about doing stuff totally different. You don't see nobody handing out custom certified, you know, prints of artwork and stuff. And, you know, so yeah, definitely, man. Stay tuned.
Now, speaking of that, and speaking of setting trends, we are going to go ahead and do something different and go live now.
Hey.
Don't leave me hanging.
I hate to come in here and shut it down. You know what I mean? Hey, but it's a lot going on, man. Y'all chime in. The Exotic Network is here, and it's official. Man, I appreciate Mike Diego for coming in and chiming in with the Exotic Network. Of course, Mr. International and Miss Pushin' P. We got wifey over here in the back, man. Hey, she's gonna be on the live. We about to take a little food break, man. We appreciate everybody for chiming in and messing with us.
He had to do this because he know I was like a kid in a candy store.
my man's just gonna keep talking, yo. I got all these cameras and batteries is burnt. They all gone.
Oh man, hey! Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to Mike Diego, Miss Pusha P, and my guy Ant. Our sponsors, man. Once again, we want to give y'all a shout out. Zapone, One Embroidery, Pop Kennels, Breeders Shack. Breeders Hat, right? Breeders Hat, excuse me, .com, and double muscle line bulls, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Tune in to the live right now. Let's go.
And make sure y'all get these pills. It just dropped today.
Easy. Let's get it. For sure.